Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is R2 Cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Boots Ennis time to shine, reality strikes Shakur, and Benavidez new WBA champion at 175 pounds. Is it WBA or WBC? Because somebody said Mr. Shelton, shout out Mr. Shelton. He said WBC. Shout out to the people showing support early. Shout out to Ty Drakeford with the $5 in the super chat. She says just showing love and support. Shout out Ty Drakeford. My 2 cents after dark co-host. Shout out to All Things showing support early in the show with the $2 in the super chat, and he's just showing support for the channel. Thank you, All Things. Your support is greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Boxing Hacker showing support early with the $2 in the super chat. He says, don't forget our Hall of Shame documentary review. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $2 in the super chat. Y'all know he didn't have time to try to spin and flip and jump through hoops. I just want to hear what you got to say, Boxing Hacker. Your 2 cents. And how old are you, Boxing Hacker? Like, you didn't live through the Balco scandal? Like, you don't remember seeing it on the news or nothing like that? I mean, I've been an athlete my whole life, and I ran track, so maybe that's why it was big to me. So y'all know my spiel, 2 cents after dark. I'm not gonna be on here all night. We're just gonna run it down. We're gonna run it down. We're gonna get on the panel. We're gonna give our 2 cents, and we're gonna be off the hill, right? So let's start with Benavidez. All right, so Did anybody confirm if the WBA or WBC for Benavidez? So apparently, Bivol decides to drop the belt in order to be able to rematch Beterbiev. Better be, how do y'all say his name? Beterbiev, Beterbiev. So it's a WBC. All right. So I need to change that in my title. So let's talk about that for a second, right? Put a 1 in the chat. And now I'm not talking about, oh, he deserved it. You got one. He deserved a third fight. He should give him a chance. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, put a 1 in the chat if you want to see a trilogy with Beterbiev and Bivol. Put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in that trilogy. It'll no longer be for Undisputed. So to me, that was the main reason why a lot of people wanted to see that fight. But put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in the trilogy. So a lot of people saying Turkey blocked the fight between Bivol and Benavidez. And maybe Turkey did block the fight. But I mean, it's boxing and that's what these promoters do. So I think the only issue is we've been under the false pretense that Turkey is going to give us the fights we want to see. And he's doing it for the fans. And he got unlimited money. And they print money. And all this other crap. Like, I literally got tweets of Rick Glacier saying this. Let me see. Hold on. Because I'm going to keep bringing it up and pointing it out. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I still got that. Here we go. For all you geniuses and know-it-all, a Turkey Al-Sheikh is not going to run out of money. Riyadh season efforts are backed by the general fund of a country. They can do whatever they like to do. They're a country. They print their own money. Exclamation point, exclamation point. He hit you with the 3 exclamation points. They print their own money. It's not a person. It's not a hedge fund. It's a country that's doing these great boxing events. This is unprecedented. So I'm just being petty because this is the type of stuff that they just tell people and people run around here and repeat it and try to make you look crazy when you like, bruh, that just doesn't make any sense what you're saying. So they print money, they making the fights that people want to see, but I ain't even trying to get on all that. I just wanted to be petty real quick. So now Benavidez is a quote unquote email champion. That's what I really wanted to get to, right? And I'm wondering why nobody want to fight Benavidez for the championship. Like, would y'all have liked for Benavidez to fight for Undisputed? I can't say that I just would have been like, I mean, it would have been dope. Like, he fought Bivol for Undisputed, but I just don't think that they was just finna let Benavidez just fight for Undisputed. Like, you just got to 75. So unless Benavidez was willing to do what they wanted him to do, they weren't about to let him fight for Undisputed. I had a couple ones in the chat. A lot of people say they want to see the trilogy. A lot of people, though, said they would have preferred to see Beterbiev and Bivol and Benavidez. But my question is, how do y'all feel about the quote-unquote email champion? That's what I wanted to kind of establish and give my 2 cents about that. Because I already hear people saying, oh, Benavidez is an email champion. As if being an email champion is the person that got emailed the belt's fault. So just to give my 2 cents about the email champion, my perspective of it is, why am I the email champion? Why am I the email champion? I'm the email champion because the person that had the belt didn't want to fight me. That's why I'm the email champion. So Bivol didn't want to fight him for whatever reason, whether it's a duck, whether Turkey blocking it, whether he is being honorable and giving Beterbiev the trilogy, whatever the reason, he didn't want to fight Benavidez. So he got emailed a belt. But that's just my 2 cents. So I don't want to, even start that. Every time you talk about Benavidez, you got to talk about how he was emailed the belt. Like, why was he emailed the belt? Because the dude didn't want to fight him. That's why he was emailed the belt. Easy. So Boots Ennis, big fight coming up this weekend against Stanionis. Y'all let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the fight. I think we talked about it last time, but I keep hearing so many different perspectives about this fight. I think it's interesting. But my question is, when Boots Ennis beats Stanionis, will he be stamped? Will it be like, okay, he unified, he beat another champion? Like, will there be like some level of respect like put on his name? Like, what, like, is this who he finally needs to beat in order to get established? Or will they just move the goalposts and forever hate and discredit Boots Ennis because he challenged Terrence Crawford? And I really hate when people do that kind of like, well, you only saying this because you were this fan, or you only saying this because you were that fan, right? But I've been watching Boots for a long time. I'm talking about for years. I've been watching Boots Ennis. I can since he first turned professional. Everybody was liking Boots, watching Boots, talking about him. Oh, he good. Until people started to want and watch and see him fight against Terrence Crawford. So that's what's making me be like, Boots getting all this hate because he challenged Terrence Crawford. Like, I legitimately watched it start like unfold right in front of my eyes. I watched it unfold. And so I'm just wondering, if he beats Stanionis this weekend, what will they move the goalposts to next? I'm just trying to get out in front of it. Because if the fight goes how I think it's going to go, they're going to move the goalposts. What y'all think? They're going to move it to Brian Norman Jr., Todd Drexler? And I already told you about the Brian Norman thing. They just want to attach their name to Boots. They're going to keep talking about him, bringing him up. Like, it's just, once you recognize the plays and the patterns and you see them, and it's the same things over and over. They do the same things over and over. Like, it's the same play over and over, attached to a fighter, dad in the media. Like, it's like, come on, like, let's be original. Bill was original. The rest of these dudes is like Temu copies. But Brian Norman, his last fight was decent, but do I think it'll be just this competitive fight against Boots? I don't see it. And a lot of people are like, oh, you should fight Boots, but I don't see it. I don't see it. People give Boots a hard time because of his performance against Karen. And I mean, he definitely could have fought better, but I don't think the criticism that he gets for the Karen fight is warranted. Not to me. Right time, great value, Bill Haney. And it's not like I don't disagree that I think Boots should go to a 54 division, but that's not what he wants to do. He don't want to go to 54, so cool. If you don't want to go to 54 rock with you, let's do whatever you're going to do at 47. But what I was always saying is even if he goes on an undisputed run at 47, they going to hit him with the who did he beat. Name all the champions at 47. Name all the champions at 47, right? They're gonna hit him with the who did he beat because all the Earls is gone, the Crawfords is gone, the Porters is gone, the Thurmans is gone. All of these type fighters are gone out of the 47 division. 54 is where all the smoke is at. 54 is where all the smoke is at. Boots, Stanionis, Norman, and Barrios, right? Let's say it's a couple years from now, right? Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. Put a one in the chat if I'm tripping. And you going back and forth. You know how you debating on these YouTube streets. And you say Boots was undisputed at 47, and they say who did he beat? You say Stanionis, Norman, and Barrios. What they gonna say? Don't get me wrong, undisputed is great. It's great. It's an amazing feat. Those are some good fighters. But y'all know how the scrutiny goes and how I get. Because already they want to say he should be at 54. They saying now Stanionis is gonna be his toughest fight. Well, we're gonna see what they saying after the fight. So I want y'all to remember, stick a pin in this, put this on like your little bulletin board in your brain. It's like stick it up there. So after the fight, we can come back and revisit it. Because I'm curious. I'm just want to point it out so y'all can start to see these patterns and how I go. So when I say stuff, y'all know I'm not just making it up. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Somebody say, Hacker, you are food like Devin Haney at 147. You easy work. Whoa. I've seen you get cooked millions of times. Wouldn't be anything new, different with me, brother. I like your enthusiasm towards boxing, though. Shout out Cam J Network in the building. Y'all go check out his YouTube channel. I'll be over there live with him in the morning. Cam J, drop your link in the chat. Y'all check out Cam J Network. Boxing Hacker, don't be picking on people in my chat. Sexy Kendra 50 Cent say, Rick blocked me because I went in on him thinking he know about Tank. Oh, Rick blocked me. Yes, Rick blocked me also. Let me say shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Mr. Shelton in the building. What's up? All things cash crypto. Slogan 1. Boxing Hacker. Todd Drake for Cash Crypto already said what's up to Cash. Cam J Network in the building. Paid in full. Raul Garcia. The Melvin Air Podcast. MK9. Mr. Blue. What's up? Hardcore Casual 254. Thrill Hill. Who else we got? Slogan 1. Ariana in the building. Real Hill. Let's see who else we got. Raul Garcia, they technically do print their own money and only due to they having their own mint and oil to back their real. They're not printing money for boxing matches, Raul Garcia. If the WBC order it, they gotta honor it. Who gotta honor it? He can fight Callum Smith. That's a good fight. I think I heard somebody talking about that Callum Smith fight. That'll be what's up. But you know what I heard? I'm gonna throw this out there real quick, right? I had heard, just to give y'all a different perspective of this, that Ariana got a new pickup. Okay. Shout out Ariana in the building. We got Too Rich, Mr. I Respect the Belts. Fight Sports Talk, what up? Mr. Greg, what's going on? Oh, Mr. Greg got a new picture. Poe Ponda NW, what's going on? Peyton Full say, what pisses me off with Senior is that he run around to all these different channels, but nobody ever asks why he turned down his highest payday to fight on a female undercard and didn't get paid what he asked. Wow. How you know he ain't get paid what he asked, Peyton Full? Shelton Moore say he beat the fighters that had the titles if he can beat them all. Brian Jr. was willing to cross the water for the Chinese dude, but wouldn't go to Philly for Boots. Why is that? Man, I'm not about to keep talking about Norman. He not about to fight Boots right now. And he know he not. Oh, come on, Ariana. Why you do boxing hacker like that? Raul Garcia say 2 cents be something like Crawford 140 run. I was having an interesting conversation with somebody earlier, and the question was, what weight do you put on accolades? Like, knowing how political the belts are. We're literally seeing it right now, right? So let's say Benavidez was like not that good of a fighter, right? Benavidez not that good of a fighter. But he's supposed to fight Bivol because he's the mandatory. And then he gets emailed a belt. Can you just be like, oh, he was such a great champion? Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, stuff like that makes it be like, you can't. And then somebody beat him for the belt. When it was like, okay, you beat Benavidez for the belt, but he wasn't even good. He didn't even win that belt. He got it emailed to him. So it's like you can't, because of things like that, you can't really just definitively just say belts the best, period. Like, no, you can't do that, in my opinion. We got Band Up in the building. What up, Band Up? The same thing y'all say about Crawford, laugh out loud. See? And that's my point too, Rich. So, I mean, that's his goal. You can't hold fighters to goals that's not that they don't, you know what I'm saying? You can't hold fighters to your goals. You got to hold them to their goals. So his goal is to be either unified or undisputed at 47. I hope he does it. But I'm just saying, it's not just gonna be, oh, he beat Stanion. It's not everybody gonna give him his, like, just do be like, okay, Boots is that guy. He's done. He's beat Stanion. Boots is that guy. He's the guy to. Y'all gonna move the goalposts. I just wanted to point it out. Y'all saying it now is gonna be his toughest fight, but if he go in there and just paid him full on Brian Norman and Senior Junior, he on them. He say 2 cents. He didn't even make $1 million in his last fight. Man, he wasn't finna fight Boots. He was not ready to fight no Boots. He wouldn't have had no more fights had he took that fight. I told y'all they wasn't about to make that. He wasn't about to take that fight. If that's the case, who did Tank beat? Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Are y'all talking about Tank in the chat? Because I'm definitely not talking about Tank on the panel. So he talking to one of y'all, or let me know, because I'm not understand how Tank name be always coming up. Like Tank name or Earl name, it don't matter what you talking about. They gonna bring up Tank name or they gonna bring up Earl name. Mr. Shelton say paid in full was at the negotiating table with Norman Senior. He ain't had to be at the negotiation table. This Norman Senior came on TV and said this stuff. Fight Sports Talk say Turkey ruined the Benavidez Bivol fight. He ruined it. Robert Pitts. Shout out Robert Pitts. Excuse me, y'all. It's late. B-side Bud gassed Shakur up and got his ass in a tight situation. LILOL. You have to respect he was a champion. He's still the best in his division. Ariana, we will find out a lot about Ennis this weekend. No, show tomorrow. We gonna see. We gonna see. And if he get in there and watch Stanley on this like he did Villa, and y'all like, oh, y'all gonna move the goal. Folks gonna move the goalposts. I'm just telling y'all, watch. But I hope it's a good fight. I hope he is challenged so that people can be like, okay, he's that guy, and he's able to prove, whatever it is that he needs to prove. Who off topic? Oh, they talking about old dude. Who was even talking about Tank, dude? Stay on topic. Oh, so y'all wasn't talking about him in the chat. I'm just asking because I be seeing, it'd be little side conversations going on in the chat. Like maybe I missed something because we are in the 154-pound division right now and 175. We ain't even nowhere near Tank weight class. So I don't even know why his name coming up. But since you brought up the 35 division, we could switch gears real quick and then I'm going to drop the link. Reality Strike Shakur Stevenson. And some people believe that Shakur Stevenson is not entertaining and his market value has went down, his stock has dropped, and now Turkey Al-Sheikh doesn't want to pay him the money that they discussed, apparently, from my understanding, right? The money that they discussed that they was going to pay him for the Zepeda fight. So much so that he's willing for it to go to purse bid. And I just want to say that, and I don't know who all heard me say this. If you already heard me say it, I'm going to say it again. Regardless of Shakur's stock dropping, or regardless of Zepeda's performance his last 2 fights, or regardless of now Turkey has to pay Canelo and Bud to make a fight, or regardless of Turkey got the TKO league, none of that matters. If him and Shakur Stevenson sat down and agreed to something, Turkey needs to pay that man that. Especially when they print money. I just showed you the thing from Rick Glazier, and then I can't remember who that was. Just was that Raul just came in the chat and said, "Well, try, you know what I'm saying?" Tried to correct me and say, "Well, they actually do print money with the oil backed by the royal family." So what are we talking about? See, I don't believe that just because I have certain opinions about a fighter, that if something is not right or wrong, I'm gonna be like, yeah, they deserve it simply because I feel like they ain't fought nobody. Like, no. If you said you was finna do this and then the number is way less, like Shakur said, he going way back on the number. Since he going way back on the number, no. If this is what we agreed to, this is what you should be paying me. As far as we know, everybody else been going over there getting what you know what I'm saying, getting what you said you was gonna pay him. Why is my pay changing? I have a deal. I signed a deal. So you gonna lock me into a deal and then change your part of the deal? Or is the deal with Eddie Hearn? Like I'm that's why I'm getting confused at right there, right? Because he signed to Matchroom. So did he sit down with Eddie and Turkey? And Turkey said he was gonna pay him this? And Eddie was just sitting there smiling? Or did Eddie say he was gonna pay him this? Or did Eddie tell Shakur that Turkey was gonna pay him this? That's what I'm trying to say. Did Eddie tell Shakur that Turkey was gonna pay him this? And then, like, I'm just confused at what happened. But the whole point I'm trying to make is whatever you told that man you was gonna pay him, then you should pay him. And some people say, well, he got paid such and such for Padley, and you know they want to make it up, or I did you a solid, or I owed you one. And I'm just like, was that a term in the contract? Like, if I have to fight a replacement fight, I'll have to take less money in the next fight. I feel like that should have been known by your manager or whoever. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't. This stuff shouldn't be a surprise. I don't think, but it's boxing though, so I could be wrong. I don't know. I ain't never did no contract. I'm just giving my 2 cents about the situation. I can't definitively say. But what I will say, and I'm about to drop the link, is I keep hearing a lot of people saying, "Oh, Shakur this and he born and he this and he that," trying to justify somebody telling him and agreeing with something with him and then going back on it. And I don't agree with that personally. Just to give my 2 cents about the situation. But I seen that the fight has been ordered with him and Zapata. So hopefully they make the fight. Everybody's like, oh, he gonna wash Zapata. He gonna wash him, wash him, wash him. I don't know. I mean, I seen how Zapata looked against Tevin Former, but styles make fights. Zapata said Tevin Former got some pop now. He in there punching. So I don't know. But we'll see. It's an interesting fight. It's an interesting style matchup. It's a fight people want to see from Shakur. So won't nobody be complaining about it. Won't nobody be talking noise. Won't nobody have nothing to say. They've been asking for the fight. They about to get the fight. He go in there and perform. And my question, like, what is beating Zapata going to raise Shakur's stock? Like, is this the fight he needs? He said he knew they were desperate for they knew he was desperate for the fight, so they were trying to lowball him. So is this like the fight he needs? I'm finna let y'all up in the back. Give me 1 second. Ty, Cash Crypto, Boxing has two, Mr. Iris, and paid in full. Thank you for coming on the panel.
Salute to Slim.
What's
What
going
up?
on?
What up? Ty, what you
What's
got?
up,
What's your
two
two
cent?
cents? What you got for the show?
Well, first of all, if that is what transpired between Turkey and Shakur, then I agree he needs to be a man of his word. However, I do not think it will be beneficial for Shakur to go to press fit. I don't think that he's going to get what he thinks he is. However, this could be a good opportunity for him to really learn his market value. As I stated before, his market value is really only what somebody is willing to pay for him. There's a pay to fight right now will be a more notable name on his resume than some of the other names that he's fought. So I understand slightly why he's chasing it. However, there are plenty of other fights that Shakur can make in his division, i.e., his fake brother and others. So, at this point in time, I don't know if he's playing games or what he has going on, but putting your business on X is very tacky. Business is to be done behind closed doors, not in the front street, because emotions will run high when people think that you are trying to challenge them, especially when you're not in a position to challenge them. So I just think that's something that Shakur needs to keep in mind during these negotiations. He also needs to keep in the forefront of his brain that you are the B side, C side, and you need to act accordingly.
All right, all right, all right. Cash Crypto, what's your two cents? What you got for the show?
What up, 2 cents?
What up?
Man, look, the nigga should have stayed at Top Rank, man. He was getting them extra millions because of their network deal they had over there. So he should have signed that 3 million a fight. Now he done left. He done left to somewhere who don't got no network deal. So the nigga about to find out what his worth is. You only doing a million at home, nigga. Like you ain't worth a whole million. And that's just the reality of it. People gotta make money off you. They're not gonna pay you all the money and you getting booed at home. Like nigga, man, that's my
But
opening statement.
that's why he went over there, because Turkey don't need to make money.
He went to Eddie. He didn't go to Turkey. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. He says hair grease is most destructive substance. Tank fault.
Go
Shout
wipe
out Big
somebody's
Dog
ass, Big
Willie.
Dog Willie.
That shit getting corny, bro.
Go wipe somebody's ass.
For real, like that shit getting corny, bro.
I gotta get a boo. I gotta get a boo.
Nah, so yeah.
So when Boxing Hacker come up here, it can go
Corny ass.
boo.
Like,
I
yeah.
would like everybody to note my name change.
Shout out to JB Sports on the panel.
The boxing hacker is my lover.
Too Rich, what's your two cents? What
You
you
done
got for
lost
the
your
show?
damn mind. I don't say nothing near that.
Um, I don't know where you want to start. You said a lot. But I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna go with the Boots thing. If Boots beat Stanionis, it's definitely a good win. I mean, y'all say it's not about accolades, but that's how you separate everybody. Everybody can't be equal. So the accolades separate everybody. You know what I mean? So if he could beat Stanionis, it's a good win. It's not the only win. No, he ain't did it all. If he beat Stanionis, you beat one champion. But if he undisputed at 147, what can you say? You can't take history away from him. You can't say go beat just anybody. Just beat any guy with a name. Cause a guy with a name could be a guy with losses. You know, Floyd beat a lot of guys with names that had 5 losses. Plenty of people beat those guys
What does the
before Floyd
losses
beat them.
mean? What does losses have to do with anything?
Well, what I'm saying is, if you give me a guy with a name, but he's already been beaten, that don't mean he's better than a guy that says it's new and fresher and have a belt, because it's changing. It's sports. It's gonna change. Like you're gonna have the old guard leave and the new guard come in. So it can't be all about that, because every fighter is not gonna fight all the names. If it's not the most popular names in your division, who are you gonna beat? You still gotta beat them. You know, we forget that it's sports. I don't care how many tickets you sell. I don't care about none of that. Can you beat them is the question. Not can you outsell them. Can you beat them? And when it comes to Shakur, hey, I get it. I get it. You know, he's not a pay-per-view star. The question is, can you beat him? That's why I played sports all my life. I don't care nothing about all the politics. Can you beat them? Not outsell them.
I mean, I hear you saying that, but Shakur ran the matchroom to get that bag. He didn't go over there to beat nobody because ain't nobody over there for him to beat.
That might be true, but when they want to make the fight gonna get you. If Tank want Loma, they gonna go across the street. Who they want to fight, they go get them. Just think about that. Whoever they
Exactly.
want to fight,
You
they're
do know
going to
top
get them.
rank. You do know
But-
top rank.
but
You
PBC
agree
is
with me?
business.
You agree
So
with
too,
me?
Rich, you do understand that if they want to fight, that's because they see money in it, correct?
Hold on. Shout out Mr. Greg and paid in full on the panel.
Well, think about it like this.
Hi,
This
JP.
Hold
is
on. Let me. I'm gonna open it up.
right.
Let me get around.
Okay.
Boxing Hacker, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Lies.
Yo, you know why I'm here, 2 Cent. You know why I'm
It's a
here.
lie, we know.
Absolutely not. However, when it comes to the whole, I'm glad Turkey stepped on next to the WBC. To be honest
Neglect
with
is a
you,
horrible drug.
yeah, like at the end of the
I'm
day,
glad
WBC has
Turkey
been very
blocking the
corrupt. Like
fight
let's
that everybody
think
wanna
about this
see.
holistically, right? Like you have
There we go.
Some
you have the
bullshit.
WBC pushing
Oh,
like this whole like mandatory for Bivol, right? For Benavidez, remember Benavidez, right? The same Benavidez they didn't want to push Canelo to, right? Where was this energy for pushing mandatory when it came to Canelo? They created Canelo like the franchise title.
Bro, they
You
tried
know?
to make the nigga fight him, bro. He took off.
Yeah, like
He
at the
didn't
end of
want
the
to
day,
fight him.
you have one. You're now doing like a proxy war of Turkey. That's really what it is because we've seen the WBC create titles just so people didn't have to fight the mandatories, you know. So I'm happy it's happening.
Bro, you can't make the nigga fight him. We all know Canelo didn't want to fight David
Yeah,
Benavidez, bro.
but WBC is pushing the mandatory. They didn't strip Canelo, right? So why they want to strip Bivol? But Canelo's champion longer.
They want to make money off
Let's do
Canelo.
it.
Canelo, they want their 3% off Canelo. You know,
And
you
if he
get
Yeah.
3%
says more
off of
profit,
40
So
million,
that's
50 million
corruption.
guaranteed. That's
So when we
different
want to
than
talk about
nah, it's
3%
called
off of
It's
boxing.
called
2.7
business,
million.
bro.
Yeah,
What
that
is
It's
Bivol
wrong
called
got
with
off of Better
boxing,
you?
bro.
when
It's
we
called
want to talk about
boxing,
who's
bro.
being
It's
corrupt,
It's
it's the
called
it's a
WBC.
business.
business at the end of the day. It's a
Yeah,
business.
okay. Then
People in the business to make money.
Bivol versus Bivol versus Benavidez not happening. It's business. Same thing.
You
We
said
keep the
what?
same standard. We have to keep the same standard when it comes to that.
Yeah, but you know,
So,
No, the
but
only reason why people are like really talking shit, like we get it, is business because Turkey putting on the fights that people want to see.
Allegedly.
He
Yeah,
listening to the
yeah.
fans, and the fans said they wanted Bivol and
who the fan said that? I want
Benavidez.
Bivol versus
No,
Beterbiev.
don't cut me off, bro.
My
Listen,
bad. I
boxing
mean,
hacker,
I go.
boxing hacker, bro.
Mute
Go
him
ahead.
and boot him.
Do you do that at work or do you just work by yourself?
Mute
I
him
know.
and boot him.
I'm highly opinionated, so
No, I'm just asking. Like you talk over people at work.
2 Cent. He ain't got no job, man.
Oh no. That boy Tommy on here, he tongue strong on here. God
to
dang.
be fair, it's my 2 cents, right?
No, I want to boxing hacker. Do you ever argue with your girl?
Do I?
You know that nigga ain't got no girl.
This guy.
Oh, man, no job, no girl. Damn.
All right, hold on. We're not gonna do boxing hacker. Come on now,
No,
listen.
I just wanted to know just because I hear
So,
him argue a lot.
and he made me forget what we was talking about boxing hacker. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so, I mean, I think
So my point is like that's the fight that people want to see. Why would he block it? He for the fans.
so here's the thing. He doesn't want to deal with the WBC. It's really they literally have a proxy war, and everybody can see it. It's just a
Disrespected them
proxy war
though.
between the two of them. It's a
Yeah, I
proxy war
guess.
between the WBC and freaking Turkey. That's all it is.
Bro, he disrespected them though.
Yo, who cares? The WBC is corrupt.
God,
Like, why do you guys care about the WBC? They created the franchise title. Did y'all forget?
if that's the case,
Why would
all the
So
fans
now we
are
shouldn't
like,
care about the WBC.
mandatory.
Now we shouldn't
Why they
care.
You
complain
know
about
why? You know why we shouldn't care about the
mandatory?
WBC.
Hold on, y'all. Listen. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. How many likes do I have? I need to have 100 likes before I get off the live. We have not hit that goal yet. So be sure to punch that like button if you haven't already. Be sure to punch the subscribe button. Be sure to support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing, or you can drop your 2 cents with a super chat. We got Band Up joining us on the panel. JB Sports, what's your 2 cents? What you
29
got for the
likes.
show? Shout out Band Up.
Yeah,
29 likes. You heard me?
forward to the Boots staying on this fight. This is the two best fighters at 147. I think the Ring Magazine belt is on the line, so this is
Yeah.
pretty much letting you know that the winner of this fight will be considered the #1 guy at 147. So This is a good fight for Boots. This is the reason why Boots decided to stay at 147. A lot of people were shitting on him getting emailed the belt when Crawford dropped the IBF belt. Now he's getting to fight another legitimate champion who's undefeated like himself. So it's gonna be a good fight. And he better get this win Saturday. Hopefully he'll be unified champion. Then he can look to fight the other champions at 147, whether it be Barrios or Norman Jr. So this is a good fight. These type of fights that pushes boxing forward. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I think it's going down in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So two undefeated champions, somebody old must go. So and they both are good, got a good stylistic clash, I think. So it's gonna be an exciting fight. And as we know, Boots has been in a lot of I don't think he's been in a boring fight. Pretty much all his fights has been, I say the Kane first fight was kind of boring, but outside that, Boots puts on exciting fights and Steyonis puts on exciting fights. So it should be a great matchup. Looking forward to the fight Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Mr. Greg, you there? Paid in full. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I don't really got too much. I'm just looking.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Fred.
Oh, go ahead,
mute.
Mr. Greg.
I'm sorry. I was on mute.
Go ahead. You good?
No, I said I'm looking forward to Staniosis and Boots. I hope they understand that this is an opportunity for both of them to put the spotlight back on 147 and that they go into the ring to make a great fight. That's what's going to bring eyes back to that division. If they want to be seen as the best in the division, they want to get to the point where they start unifying and go toward undisputed, where everybody wants to see it and talk about it. How they perform is what they're going to have to do to get that done. And because nobody is fighting 3 times a year or 4 times a year, it makes it very difficult for you to really get excited a lot of the times because you're not seeing the guys fight enough. So when you do fight, you got to sell out. So I hope that's what we see in this fight because I'm looking forward to it. And I hope what I'm saying turns out to be true. And we'll see how it goes at the end of the weekend.
Yep. You got one PBC fighter and one matchroom fighter. So you got 2 different promotional companies coming together. So that's kind of rare for a fight. That's not a real big fight as far as
for De Los Santos replacement.
What happened?
Oh, for real? De Los Santos not fighting Keyshawn now?
Yeah, I think for what I heard, they offered him 200,000, and that's not enough. Last time he fought,
they actually offered him 4, but his trainer or whoever that was trying to steal the rest, and he got put on blast. If you scroll down the timeline, you'll see it because Keyshawn tried to bust him out, call him a duck for not taking the 400 or 500K, and he was like, "What? I was only told it was like 250." So whoever is handling his paperwork was trying to pocket the rest of that money.
Sam Lukowitz. That's his manager.
That's De Los Santos.
That's on Samson. Yeah, Samson is his manager. So yeah.
Shout out Tony Reviews on the panel.
Well, the thing about it is,
hold on. Let me get around the panel. You done, Mr. Greg?
Yeah. I'll finish.
Band up. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's good, Nickel Slick? What's good? Salute.
What up, Band-Aid?
What's up, Band-Up?
Hey, I can't wait for that Boots fight. Boots is quickly becoming, one of my, he already is one of my favorite fighters, but I'm liking to watch him more as he gets more active. I love that reference that you made to that Romain Villa fight. I hope, I honestly think it might turn out something like that. I don't think Stan Leonis speaks fast enough. I don't think.
He's better. Stanionis is better than Villa, though. He's much better fighter than Villa, though. Villa had movement, slow, flat-footed. He was tailor-made for Boots. But Boots ain't looked that spectacular since the Villa fight. He fought Karen twice.
Hold on. Why you cut him off, JB? Let him. Finish.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I just hope he go. He come in that type of fashion. I don't think it's going the whole 12. Boots gonna get him out because Stan Leonis is active. You know what I mean? He ain't scared to go in there, but he gonna go in there and find out.
Yeah,
go in there and find out. He ain't never find nobody like Boots said.
Right. Tony Reviews. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I think. Well, first off, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Great.
I think Boots just needs to win. I think if he goes in there looking for the knockout, He's going to get severely pieced up by a fighter like Stanionis. I think his IQ is too good. So Boots needs to fight smart. A win is shining because then you become unified. But he's got to be careful because it's a 50-50 fight. And it's Stanionis' fight to make very hard or very easy for Boots. Because if Stanionis is overly aggressive like he likes to do, push the pocket, it'll be an easy night for Boots. However, if he moves in and out of the pocket like he can do, it's going to be very hard for Boots. Because Boots showed with Karen in the first fight, he can't hit a moving target. So it's really up to Stanionis how hard this fight is going to be. But I just feel like Boots needs to fight smart. He needs to be educated.
You think standing on his footwork is similar or compares to Karen's footwork?
Hell no.
Hell no. I was waiting for somebody to say that. Hell no.
Stanionis fight harder.
I'm gonna just tell you this off my
Stanionis fight
Hold
breakdown.
on,
hard.
hold on. I'm gonna let Tony finish. Y'all let Tony finish. Go ahead, Tony.
Here's the thing when it comes to footwork. You don't have to have as good a footwork as somebody else if you're smarter than them to get out of the way of punches. And I believe his boxing IQ is way higher than Karen's. Way higher. So when you can see punches coming, you can move out the way without needing the footwork. And I think he can do that. As far as Shakur goes, I don't see how reality struck him because the last thing I saw him say is, I don't give a fuck about the money. Let's do the fight. So I don't see how he got struck by reality. And Benavidez, I mean, he just proved that Beevil's a duck. Beevil's always been a duck. I don't know why people big up him. He could have fought Beterbiev 5 years ago. He didn't want it. He could have fought him 3 years ago. He didn't want it. He never unified. He could have picked up. He had chances to pick up the other belts before Beterbiev collected the other 3. He never tried for it. His opposition has always been lower than what Beterbiev was doing, and he waited for Beterbiev to get old. And truth be told, I thought he lost the last fight, even against a damn near 4-year-old Beterbiev. So it is what it is. The dude's a duck. He didn't want to fight a fight where he could actually lose. And that's why he avoided Beterbiev for all them years. And that's why he won't fight Benavidez. Because the trilogy, I don't even think it happens. Because Beterbiev said at the end of the second fight, rematch Beeble, he was like, I didn't even want this fight. So I don't think they're going to do a trilogy. I think Beterbiev's done.
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fighting in October. It's gonna happen. They got a big card in October.
Hey, let me know if somebody else see this.
That's the whole reason he got stripped though, because he about to go rematch Beterbiev. And from my understanding, the reason why they wasn't making the fight was on some political stuff. That was my understanding why they ain't make the fight.
No, hold on. That makes absolutely no sense because when the WBC said they wouldn't support a Russian champion, Beterbiev is Russian. They're both Russian. Beterbiev fought for the WBC the entire time, so that's all debunked by Beterbiev every time he stepped into the ring.
Bro, Tony, bro, it's way bigger than just that, bro.
Yeah, Bilber didn't want to bite the hand that feeds him. That's what it was, you know.
Bilber
Put him on two of his biggest paydays in his last 2 fights. He was not going to bite the hand that feeds him. That's why he
that's what I was just going to say. If that nigga, he know for a fact Turkey the one that's paying them bills right now, nigga. If I tell you what you gonna do, you gonna do that shit. That's pretty much what happened.
Yep, that's what happened.
You have no say so in that shit.
I mean, we're assuming. I'm just saying. I'm not 100% sure that Beterbiev's going to fight him again because, like I said, at the end of the rematch, he said, "I didn't even want to fight him in a rematch."
Exactly. But wasn't he just trying to be funny? So that means Turkey say y'all fighting. That's what that means.
Yep. That's what it means.
Was Beterbiev serious when he said that, or was he just saying this guys is the real deal? He's tough guy to deal with. I ain't trying to see this type of fight. I fought with Yard and other guys, and this guy's by far is my toughest competition. I don't think he was saying he didn't want to see him again. They finna fight again in October. That's why he's not taking the Benavidez fight. They got a big card set up in October. If Ryan Gar still win his next fight and Devin Haney win his next fight, that's going to be on the card too. They setting up a big card to kick off their fall season with Beterbiev, Bivol 3, and Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney 2 on the same card.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's going to be on Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be one of them type of cards where it's going to be 2 big main event caliber fights on the same card.
That's it.
The only way I agree with that is it was tough in the sense that Beterbiev had to chase him, but it wasn't a tough fight as far as how much damage Beterbiev took. Beeble didn't even hurt him not one time in both fights. Like literally, Beeble was the only one getting hurt. So I don't think it was a tough fight on the body. It's just he had he old man legs trying to chase down somebody who's 7 years younger than him.
Yeah. You know, better be probably gonna take that third fight. He probably gonna retire to that. You know, he gonna get this one big
For
payday
sure.
and he gonna ride off
He
into the
about to make
sunset.
he
Win,
about to
lose, or
make
draw.
all them fighters go fight in that TKO league.
TKO.
He trying to
Hey,
pay
but Tony,
motherfuckers.
I'm gonna just tell you something. You said something earlier about Boots being able to catch up with what Stanley on his feet. I don't think his power generates off of one foot. I think he has to.
Hold
I think
on.
he got to have 2
Ramon
feet on the
say
ground.
2 cent. Did you get the cash at? What is that? What's that, Ramon?
It's
I hope he
probably
meant
Cash App.
I
Check
think
your
he probably
Cash
sent you
App.
some
She got
money.
she got at that cash. You know what I mean? Get the cash out of her. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't get a cash app. Let me check because I
Yeah,
didn't
but
get nothing.
I don't think Stanley Onis's power generates off of one leg. I think he got to stand with 2 feet on the ground to really have that power that he be looking for. Even when he like be beating people ass and he be
Yeah.
shifting left and right, he be on 2 feet. You don't really see it coming off one leg.
Right. And
He got
Man, I think Stanley is about to get picked apart.
man,
Low
Stanley is an
key.
inside fighter, bro. He is an
if
inside fighter.
if Boots fight like he fought against Castile Clayton, use the jab and stand behind the jab, control distance, he could make this
No,
fight a lot
don't
easier
send
than
to
what it
the
should be.
number on the screen. Send to the 2 cent. Listen, it says Cash App $2 boxing. The call in is the number to call in, not to send the Cash App.
You know they can't read. You know they can't read out here.
They sent you said it to somebody else, you know.
But as far as Shakur though, he is in a bad predicament from the fact of you putting personal business out, and that's the nigga that's actually paying you.
And
Yeah, that's
Raul
not good
Garcia say, don't forget that 6-inch reach for Boots against Stanionis. He got a 6-inch reach advantage.
Oh, it's over. Oh, I didn't even know
When he
that.
said,
I didn't even know that. I
Hell
didn't even know
no.
that.
yeah, but he
Is that
got to
what you
use the
saying,
jab
Raul
though. He's got to
Garcia?
use it though. He's got to use it like he did in the Clayton fight. He ain't been consistent with his jab in his last several fights. He been just looking to go in there and bang with people. You know, he
Look how
been.
Boston
Sometimes,
Karen did.
but it depends on the caliber of the fighter though. If you really don't too much got to worry about shit coming back like that, like for instance, with dealing with damn, what is dude name? That Boots knocked out with they got the same fight, Terrence and Boots.
Oh, you talking about adversaries?
Avenese.
I'm being funny, Avenese.
With
Yeah.
him, like
Avocado.
he really ain't had to worry about shit coming back, and nor with Karen did he really have to worry about shit coming back. So I don't really think he really had to really too much use this jab, but I think with Stoney Onis, he got a lot of pop on his shot. So I do think he really
Yeah,
got.
he sure do.
Yeah,
Stanley
Stanley
Onis might
punches
have a
sound
higher
different. Stanley Onis
offensive
punches sound
IQ.
different. He got a different sound. His punches, Stanley Onis. He got a different sound. His punches.
I'm gonna tell you, Stanley Otis, he might got a higher IQ on the offensive end than Karen, but man, Karen went in there and lasted 12 rounds twice. I don't care if he lost. You know what I mean? That's some defensive IQ for a dude that can swing like Boots.
That first fight, he ran too much. Second fight, I give him a lot of credit for sitting
He
down,
was like a
going
totally
head up
different fighter
with
that second
Boots.
fight.
And fought a good fight. Changed his whole style and fought a good fight.
I still feel like he was even in that second fight. I feel like Karen was still running a little bit, but I feel like he was holding a lot as well.
But that's a European style though. It's not really running. That's just the way they fight.
That first fight was ridiculous though, man. He wasn't trying to engage.
Yeah, he ain't throwing no punches the
He
first
was
fight.
straight on his bicycle.
Yeah,
he was doing Lance Armstrong, man. You know, tore the fronts up in there, man. He
He's
was
like Willie Pep in that damn ring, man.
And that's what I was saying. Like some of the times when he was moving around the ring again, it was sort of looking like kind of like the first fight, but he was still when some of them times he was actually throwing in those in the second fight. So
he did good.
You gotta go rewatch that fight. He put on a master class with that footwork.
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
his footwork was.
Those
I
Eastern
ain't never
Europeans,
seen nothing like it.
that pendulum step.
that nigga wasn't finna. He said that nigga ain't finna touch me. I got 4 points.
Boots. I'm gonna just say I'm not convinced Boots is that hard of a puncher. I am not convinced like y'all. Like most of his knockouts come to dudes who are over 33 years old. So he's knocked out a whole bunch of old men. Like when he's been in there with younger guys, it's going to this.
You don't say nothing about the old guys that Devin fought.
What do you mean?
See what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying, what are you saying? I think
Is that an all-time
He was talking about Devin.
You talking about Linares and Gamboa?
I'm just being petty. I'm just being petty. I'm just being petty.
Wait a minute. I made a video about how Ryan Garcia was going to beat Devin. What are you talking about?
But my thing is this: a knockout
I'm
is
not talking about
She
that. I'm
was
talking about
joking, Tony. Just calm down. Y'all got a lot going on.
Nah, but I talked about him fighting older fighters. Regis was old. Loma was old. Like I talked about it, and they were
They
all
were
midgets.
champions. Y'all say older fighters.
Here
Like
we
the older
go.
fighters.
Here we
what
go.
that
Here we
mean? A
go.
knockout is a knockout.
Wait, Boxing Hacker. Let me.
They were the champions of the division.
one mic.
If the older
Boxing
fighters are
Hacker.
champions of the division, they're the best in the
Let's
division.
be real about it. Let's be 100% real.
Okay, let's be real. Let's go.
Listen to me. Before Devin went up and fought Regis got his ass whooped by Zarilla, and they robbed Zarilla. And then Devin fought him next. Get the fuck
Regis'
out.
feet was trash.
Okay,
It was
let's
easy
keep it
for
real.
him to
Okay,
outbox Regis.
let's keep it real. Like you said, Regis was a champ.
If it's
Regardless,
one
if you
thing
think he won
Tony
or
gonna
lost the
do,
fight.
he gonna keep it his
Yeah,
real.
I love keeping it real.
It don't matter
Regardless
if
if
you're
you
a
think,
champion
if
boxing.
you
That
think
don't
what
mean
real
you
is.
good, bro.
he
That
Let
don't
him
won,
mean you
respond. Let him
good.
respond. I just want to hear what he's trying to say.
that is the truth. Lomachenko
It's not true, bro. Just because you got a belt don't mean you
Loma
good,
beat him.
bro.
Boxing
Loma
Hacker,
Wait,
I
beat
it
him.
just
means you're
literally said
champion.
this to you on
Right?
D1's
Hey,
channel. I just
paid in
said
full, yes.
When you
it's
go
not
One
true.
mic,
again,
y'all.
Good,
One
but
mic.
you're
One
champion.
mic. One mic.
Boxing
Yeah,
Hacker finna come. Here you go again with that same shit bro. You
yeah.
done said the
You
same
can
shit
say
on
they're not
KO
good, but they
now,
are the
bro.
champion.
That
That's
shit
the
do not
truth.
make you good.
I say you could believe they're not good, but they are the champion. You
Oh,
think they're
that's
good or bad
cool.
is
That don't make you
subjective,
good.
right? But what's objective is they are the champion of that division.
That's
Okay.
cool.
That
But
is the truth.
anybody,
Okay, let me
bro,
give you an
any
analogy,
boxer
Boxing
with the
Hacker.
Yeah,
footwork
like
that
it is what
Devin
it
has
is.
and the jab that he has
but
could have outboxed Regis.
Boxing Hacker. Here's apples to apples. Nobody who really knew boxing thought Kovalev was going to beat Canelo. Everybody knew Kovalev was on his last leg. He was old. He was way past his better days. It was only a matter of time before Kovalev was going to lose. He was aged. So I don't really care like if he's holding a title after he should have lost a fight. The dude already showed that his legs were gone. He showed that he was old. And that's why they picked him. It was literally, Regis even said, the reason why you're picking me is because of the Zarilla fight. Even Regis knew why they picked him.
Yeah.
It's so again, regardless of if even if Regis thinks he's bad, right? When it comes to his belt, it was a super title, right? He was a champion in the division. What is the truth? Because right now you're just telling me
was the
you feel
weakest
like
links at 140,
Regis is
bro.
spent. That may be true. That may be your opinion. Who knows? But what is a fact is that Regis was a champion in that division. Devin Haney went from 135 to fight a 140 champion.
But nobody's
Nothing you
disputing.
say
Nobody's arguing if he
about your
wasn't a
opinion
champion
will
or
ever
not.
change that fact.
Nobody's
realize that, right?
Nobody is saying he wasn't a
What does that
champion.
mean?
Boxing
What does
Hacker,
that
you're not
mean?
even
What does that
arguing.
What does that mean?
He's a champion in the division.
Boxing Hacker, bro. You knew exactly what you was doing, bro. You wasn't trying to just
I
say
knew
he's
exactly
a
what I was doing.
champion
I'm
to be
telling
a
the truth.
champion.
Let me explain something to you, Boxing Hacker.
Okay, go again.
Like 2 Cents said, she said, I didn't say that Devin had been fighting old men. Well, here's the fact of the matter. The minute Devin got in there with somebody his age, his own size, he couldn't get out of the way of the punches because he was used to fighting old, slow men. The minute he fought somebody who was fast, he couldn't even get out the way.
Couldn't get out the way.
Okay, so let's talk about old men, right? Remember this again.
Oscar
Devin Haney turned pro when he was 17 years old.
And he was
So when it
fighting in
comes to people
Mexico.
older than
But
him,
y'all know what's
the
crazy about
majority
this
of
conversation is that Boxing Hacker
people,
thinks
top
that
10
Devin could beat
were
Boots.
older than Devin.
Oh,
You
he
think?
said he
Wait,
told
he
me
said.
that
You
Devin
realize
could
that
beat
Wait.
Boots.
he turned
Repeat.
champion
Hold on.
at 19.
Repeat that.
Champion at 19. What
Two
other
Cent, what you
champion
say?
was 19 at the
Boxing Hacker,
time?
hold on, Boxing Hacker, because we're not listening to you right now. Hold on.
What you
Listen.
say, Two Cent?
Boxing Hacker thinks that Devin could beat Boots.
Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of
that's
here!
what he
Oh my
told
god,
me.
bro, did you really
He
say
told
that?
me that Devin could beat
I said
Boots.
it's
He told me
Yo,
Because
Devin
we're
is
talking
one of
about
the
Boots,
Norman.
so we
right
gotta
now.
put Boots. I gotta throw Boots in
Hold
back in the conversation.
Hey,
Hey,
yo,
I,
I'm
I,
not here
I, I
for him.
told Bill
Whoa.
Haney to
This is
tell
bad.
Devin to go after Boots.
Let him try. Listen,
I got a question. I got two
Boxing
questions for you.
Hacker thinks that
I got
Devin
two
and
questions.
that
yeah.
dusty ass jab could beat Boots. Yes, he told me that.
Hacker, I got a question. I got two questions for you. Do
Yeah.
you think there's a similar between Terrence Crawford and Boots Ennis when they fight?
Do you think there's a what?
Do you think there's a similarity between Terrence Crawford and Boots Ennis when they fight, as they how they
their
fight?
style? I mean, they're
Yeah.
both switch hitters. That's pretty
Okay.
much it.
No, but do you think
That's
there's a
about it.
similarity? All right. So Bill Haney's on record saying there's one person I'm gonna keep Devin Haney away from, and he pointed to Bud Crawford. Right? What the hell makes you think Devin Haney could even fuck with Boots if he's not even gonna fuck with Bud Crawford? And if you're sitting
Boots
here
is
saying
not
they
Bud
fight the same,
Crawford. You know that, right?
bro.
Boots is not Boots and Bud are not twins. You
I
know
know,
that, right?
duh. But
They're,
I'm saying the
yeah.
similarity in their style of
So
fight. I'm talking about
there's
styles. I'm
similarities.
talking
There's
about styles. Styles make matchups.
their style is not that similar. They just switch stances. That's
Boxing
it.
hacker, you gotta be delusional as fuck if
You
you
really
really
got to be crazy, bro.
think
You
I
really
mean,
got to be
the
crazy on that one.
offspring he keep
Oh my
accusing
god.
Ryan
You really
of.
got to
He
be
on the
crazy,
half
bro.
of
offspring
the
he keep accusing
Look,
Ryan of.
half of the
if Bud was
niggas
to
that
switch
Devin
stances, there
fought
would be
at
no similarity.
135, he was bigger than
They didn't
all of
even
them.
approach to fight different.
And if you
That
go
is,
back and look at that fight with Regis, that when he fought Regis, bro, he never once sat in the pocket with Regis, bro. He boxed from the outside the entire fight.
What's wrong with
And
that?
I'll go as far as to say Loma
Bro,
whooped his
that's what
ass.
I'm saying. Regis' speech was his foot is trash. He was
Oh,
tripping
that's
over his
so
own
good.
feet.
Lomachenko's feet are on trash, and he beat Loma too.
I
Nah,
will
Loma
argue
got
that
great
Loma
feet.
whooped his ass.
Loma got great feet. Loma ain't got no bad. Very,
Loma
very
got
fundamental sound. Quick feet.
All right,
Oh,
so I
man,
mean,
man,
okay,
Boxing Hacker,
so
Loma
what?
got robbed.
Hold on, Boxing Hacker. What do you think
Only
that
everybody gets
Devin could
robbed in your
do?
opinion. Come on.
What do you think that Devin can do to keep Boots off his ass? Because it ain't power.
So this is my scenario, right? So the reason why Karen gave Boots a problem was because of the pendulum step. The movement was giving Boots a problem more than even the punches were. Devin equally moves as well. You know, he moves.
Man,
He has
you
good
can't
footwork.
move
So I
like
think
that.
Yeah,
his
but Boxing
footwork
Hacker,
I
is
mean,
going to be
Boxing
a
Hacker.
key
So then
for
why
him.
was he keep getting pieced up by Ryan if his footwork is
yes,
so
you
great?
have to remember that, bro.
He didn't really use his footwork
difference
in the
though.
Ryan fight, but
Yeah,
Devin has
Look,
shown to have good
Oscar
footwork.
Hold
ring.
on, man. Hold up. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker.
Yeah, he didn't use his footwork in that Ryan fight, but that's what his 31st fight. So like all his other fights, he was using his footwork. Whenever he uses his feet, he's really good.
Boxing Hacker, you have to understand something. There's a huge difference in Karen and Devin. Karen actually has a chin. If Devin gets hit on it, he's getting dropped.
Hey,
and it's
check it out. When you
just
say Devin, so Karen has a chin, right? The
Yeah.
person that knocked Devin down, right, is a person who 90% of the people they hit with the same punch didn't even get back up. You know that, right? Ryan's
What
hook
is your
has been
point?
knocking
Wait a
people
minute, wait a minute,
What's
wait a
your
minute.
point?
Pause.
hey, I'm gonna just ask
like
Let me get one mic.
and
Hacker,
Hold on.
bro.
Let
Devin
Tony.
took Ryan's
No,
best
no, no,
shot
no, no.
and got
Yo,
him multiple times.
Tony
Boxing Hacker,
and then band up. Go ahead,
hold on.
Tony.
Boxing Hacker. Devin
Hey,
got
let me
knocked
jump in
out.
here in a minute, man.
All
Bo-
right, after band up.
okay, Devin got knocked down a total of 5 times in that fight, and they only counted 3 of them. All right, and I believe it was the 7th round. I have to go back and look. He got knocked down. He got floored 3 fucking times. On top of that, he was allowed to hold on like a baby to his mother for over 40 fucking seconds with the referee saying, let go, let go, let go, let go. No point was taken from him. But the minute the referee finally gets Devin to let go, Ryan throws a shot at him and they take a point away from Ryan Garcia. And then the referee gives him another like 60 seconds to recover. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that shit
So
was so
I
tilted.
don't
Hold on.
understand what
That
your
shit was
argument is,
so
Tony.
corrupt, so tilted for Devin to win
It
the
was
damn
corrupt and
fight.
filtered.
And they had to cheat
Yeah, it was
for him.
corrupted because somebody was on PEDs. Yeah, so what's corrupt?
Boxing Hacker, be quiet and
Yeah.
let
That's
him
what made it
finish.
corrupt,
Let
Can
him
bro.
I
finish.
get it? Can I get
Somebody
it?
was on PEDs.
Look,
Go
You're
ahead, band up.
absolutely
Hold
correct.
on, Boxing Hacker. Go ahead,
Hold
band
on,
up.
hold on. Shout out Fight Sports Talk on the panel.
salute.
Go
Fight
ahead, band
Yeah.
up.
Yo, Boxer Hacker. I'm gonna just ask you the same thing I asked old boy the other day when he said Ryan could beat Boots. How the hell if say this it's in the middle of the fight and it's the 6th round and Ryan beat Boots and he beat Boots in the second in the 8th round. How the hell do you think that's gonna be possible? What did Ryan do to beat? I mean, what could Devin do in 2 rounds back to back to keep Boots for you to say he beat Boots? How I can't even see that. I can't even see Devin winning 2 rounds back to
I
back,
get it.
let alone beat this man.
I see, you can't see. Yes, I know you can't see it, right?
Hey, let me jump in right quick before I go.
Go
Wait,
ahead,
No, hold on,
Tony.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got Fight Sports Talk. I'm gonna let him get his 2 cents and then Too Rich, you can go.
Oh,
Fight
yeah,
Sports Talk. What's your 2 cents? Go ahead.
yeah. Thanks, two cents. Is Hacker really talking about Devin Haney beating Boots right now?
Yeah,
yes,
this
he
guy.
is.
Yeah, that's the debate.
Okay.
Fight Sports
All
Talk.
right. Well, okay. Well, everything Boxing Hack said about every excuse he made for Turkey pulling the plug on Bivol versus Benavidez is completely false. Turkey, we're seeing the limits, and two cents. You've talked about this a lot. We're seeing the limits of what Turkey can bring to the sport because if if the sanctioning bodies won't work to exactly how he wants them to, then he's not going to put the fights on. And this was a huge fight. I thought Benavidez was going to beat Bivol, so it's a huge problem. Hopefully the fight can happen next year, but there was no him. Last thing I'll say, him not allowing the purse bid to go through, because that's what he did. He told Bivol not to go through with the purse bid because he didn't want to bid on a fight that he didn't want. He wanted the trilogy. That's exactly what we've accused other promoters of doing. So Turkey is showing that he can bring some good fights to the sport. He's given us a lot of good fights, but essentially he's no different to other promoters. So yeah, it's a huge problem.
All right, Too Rich, go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Too Rich.
All right. All right, just give me 1 minute right quick. I'm gonna get out of here when I
I
get
know
through.
you lying.
All right, so if you go to my channel, right, before the Boots fight, I did a breakdown. Everybody was thinking he was gonna knock Karen out, and I said exactly what was gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you how I knew what was gonna happen. Boots swing wide. So when he get ready to swing, when he open his arm up, sometimes his hand go behind his shoulder because he's trying to load up on the power. So anybody that shoots straight shots, they're gonna get there first. And that was Karen was able to do. Soon as Boots load up, sidestep him because he's gonna be stuck in the mud. Shoot a straight shot, not a curve shot, a straight shot. Okay, and that's pretty much what happened. Same thing with the Tank fight. On my channel, I tell you, Lamont Roach was going 12 rounds. It was an easy pick for me. You see what I mean? When you break down the fight, the skill sets of the two fighters. Okay, with Stanionis, he's gonna fight harder than Karen. That could work in Boots' favor because he's gonna apply pressure. And now I got Boots winning this fight. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be a hard fight, just like the Karen fight. But I don't care because it's a championship fight. All he got to do is win. That's all he got to do. I do see him winning the fight, but it's gonna be a little tough fight. But it's gonna be good experience. The only fight that's gonna give Boots problem at 147 is Brian Norman, and they know it. And they know it because they agreed to meet up at Undisputed. They did that beforehand. They already knew who the toughest matchup was. Why? Because Brian Norman shoots straight shots. That's going to be a problem. Now, Boots got a chin. We ain't seen Boots hit to the point where he felt like he was hurt. So Boots got a chin. That's why I don't think Stanionis is going to have enough. But that's what I want y'all to look for in the fight. Watch how Boots swing wide. See if Stanionis can swing straight. I don't know enough about Stanionis to stand on it for Stanionis, but I kind of watched Karen before that fight. But and I did tell Bill Haney to send Devin at Boots because Devin has the experience over Boots. He's gonna shoot straight shot. Y'all might say Devin pillow fisted, but Devin's gonna shoot.
What experience does Devin have over Boots?
But let me say, I'm saying he's a champ. He's been on what Boots is
He's been a
trying to
bigger
do.
fighter.
Devin already did it. What Boots is
Yeah, but
trying
it's
to
a
do,
different weight
Devin already
class,
did it.
though.
Bro, but what
Come
That's a
on now,
different weight
bro.
he got
class.
emailed to
Please
Bill
do
and
not
asked
tell me
him
you're
That's
sipping with
so.
what
boxing.
Okay, listen,
experience.
let me just land the plane right here. I'm landing the plane. All I'm
Please.
saying is Devin shoots straight shots. He's trying to, like you say, he might not knock you out, but he's trying to. He's gonna shoot straight shots. Experience is a motherfucker. Crawford had
What
experience being undisputed.
experience,
Errol
bro?
Spence didn't have experience being undisputed. Errol Spence didn't
Oh my
finish the
God.
deal. It's something to be said about a person who finished the deal. Every other sport played has a pinnacle of the sport. It's
Land the
only in
plane, nigga. You
boxing
doing a
where
lot of
y'all want to
capping
take
right
the
now.
pinnacle of the sport and take it away and just say everybody fight. So 2 cents is like you said you ran track. Imagine saying, I don't want the medal. I just want to race. I just want to race. The medal don't matter. It matters. It matters. It matters. That's all I got. I'll be in the chat.
Hey,
All
yeah,
right.
drop the
All right,
link
Mr.
too. I
Too
want to
Rich.
subscribe.
Go ahead.
Some people
But
say some dumb shit.
I just don't
Didn't say
I do.
anything.
understand. Like, I don't understand what experience because he beat Cambosis and he beat Regis.
He beat Lomachenko too. I don't know
Oh,
if
he
he
beat
won that
I
fight.
Loma.
mean,
He
that's
beat Loma.
debatable.
He beat
Yeah,
Loma. He
that was a
beat
close
Loma.
That's
fight.
debatable.
And
He
I
won.
think I
Devin
think
can
he
fight.
beat
I
I
don't know why
think
y'all
he beat
can't see
Loma.
that. He's a good
I
fighter.
think he beat Loma, but
Man, what you do
I
at
don't believe
Devin,
35?
But
Devin's a good
he's
fighter.
been in high profile fights than
I
Boots
would put
though.
him over
Haney.
Brian
That
Norman.
fight
I
against
think if Devin
Lomachenko
Brian
was
Norman fight today,
a big
Devin
fight.
Honey,
wins
you
that
are
fight.
purely
Boots ain't never been in
delirious.
that type of fight, that
I
high
think he
profile
beats.
fight
I
like
think
that.
he
I'm
beats
not
Brian
gonna say
Norman.
Barrios is gonna win, but Barrios has gotten better.
He looked
Can't
bad
even
on
compare
that Jake Paul
135 fights to
undercard. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson
147.
undercard. He looked bad against
Yeah, he
Raymond.
did.
I'm
He
gonna put
did.
it like this,
So I
bro.
didn't
First
So
of
even
when
all,
y'all
bro, I
say he
was
got
late as
more,
hell to
hold on,
that
because
fight.
I
I
hear,
was
hold
late
on,
as
let me
hell to that
respond
Mike
to this
Tyson
because I
fight.
hear few
Hold
people
up,
in the chat.
y'all.
Y'all saying that the more experience, you mean he got more experience like in big fights under the lights? Is that what y'all
Yeah,
mean by more
Devin
experience?
yeah,
Haney got like two pay-per-view fights.
it don't even matter because at
Yeah,
the end
and
of
he's a
the
good
day,
boxer.
at the
Devin,
end of the day,
he
it's,
fought
he has,
high caliber
He
fighters
missed. He
than
missed.
Boots. I'm not saying he
He
beat Boots, but
missed.
he fought high
He
caliber fighters
missed.
than Boots.
Okay,
Devin
but
ain't
let's
beating
Make the
come
nobody.
fight
over
then.
here.
Make the
You
fight.
ain't
Devin
beating
and Boots.
nobody
Let's
at
see it.
147.
That is gonna be
The
Yeah.
problem with
tragic.
Devin Haney is Devin Haney was born with bunny paws. That dude
Yep.
ain't got no pop. Like
you know,
the
so
only reason why he went,
having
hold on,
pop is not the only
let
type
me
of
finish,
boxing
let me
too, though,
finish.
We're
right?
talking over
What
people,
you
nigga.
saw against Ryan was when he don't outweigh you by 30 pounds by the time he gets in the ring, he falls the
Facts.
fuck apart. All them dudes
Facts.
at 147 are going to be every bit as big as him, if not heavier, on the night of the fight. He
We'll
got
see.
two
And
bunny claws.
stronger.
He ain't got enough firepower to keep nobody off of him. He's going to get beat the fuck up. He ain't got no chin. He's going to get cracked. He is a small, lower weight class fighter. But if he starts moving up to 147, he going to get pieced the fuck up.
Okay, we'll see. Y'all always want to say, "Oh, that he's gonna lose."
It's a
Let's see
reason
what
why he
happens.
want to fight at the
If he
catch weight
wins,
of
I hope your
144.
energy switch. I want to
Yeah,
hear
he
what.
fighting at 144
He's
against
supposed
Jose
to win this
Ramirez.
fight.
Yeah.
Huh?
Ramirez is coming off of a loss. Did you not see his last fight?
Wow.
That's how he
Yeah,
likes
he
him.
lost to Barbosa at
And
That's how
140.
he
moving up.
likes him.
And
He's
moving up.
going
All
up
I'm
4
saying,
pounds. Maybe he'll be a little bit more strong at 144.
when he starts
Man, he
campaigning
lost
147, let's
every
see what
round
happens.
to Barbosa. Every single round he lost.
Devin's
Yeah, but I
Devin's
ain't think about Bosa beat him every round, but he definitely won the fight
yeah.
convincingly. He won that fight 9-3 or something like that, 8-4 maybe, but yeah, he clearly won the fight.
Man, that man beat him 15-0, and we ain't even got 15 rounds no more.
Oh, you say
Oh,
Barbosa smoked him,
wow.
man. He did the Mayweather Canelo. He won every round. Huh? I ain't see that, but he
But
definitely
that's what I'm
won it
saying.
clearly.
Like, what would it even do for Boots to beat Devin?
It would give me
What do you mean?
pleasure.
Boots?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, if he
TV,
fight
right?
Devin, I mean Devin coming off 2 wins, because Devin fighting Jose and Ryan next. That's his next 2 fights. So if he
Yeah,
win them 2
Well, I
fights,
wouldn't say two
then a Boots
wins.
fight will be warranted. That'd be a fight people
yeah,
want to see.
right.
If he beat Jose Ramirez
And
and
then
beat Ryan
it's
Garcia
gonna stop
off a
right there
PBS,
with
And he
a 10.
beat Boots.
yeah.
All he got.
Then we can talk about that'd be a big fight. But he
If,
got to get them 2
if
wins first.
I
Devin
mean, yeah,
beats Boots,
then he'd definitely be in the conversation, but
they're
that's
gonna
not guaranteed.
they're gonna start
Neither
blaming
one of those fights are
Victor
guaranteed.
Conti like normal, you know.
Hey, you see that picture? You see this picture? You see that man standing next to me? Boots is going to beat that man. Get out of here.
Hey, let's see, man. I mean,
Boxing
I
hacker, you
Yeah.
want
don't even sound confident. Let's see, man.
no. I mean, at the end of the day, like I mean, you can say he's
Hey,
gonna he can
I
do
got a
it.
question for the
Like,
panel though. Hey,
What's up?
how you guys feel about Keith still calling EJ out? And do you think that he should take the fight?
EJ's
I
out of
EJ?
thought Keith
practice.
Thurman fighting Tim Zoo in Australia.
Nah,
Yeah.
EJ was calling.
He was calling EJ and talking about he want to make the fight and this, that, like he always do.
He done cut that
I
ponytail
think
and lost
EJ
his
ain't.
damn mind.
I mean, they might as
EJ,
well fight
EJ
each
should
other.
retire.
They both at the end.
Yeah,
They might as well fight each other. But I'm
yeah, I'd
not
rather see
really,
that than the
like I
Tim Zoo
say,
fight myself.
the longer Earl stays out the ring, the less desire I have to see him fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna look like when you get back, bro?
he
Like
don't have his trainer no more. He ain't been in the ring for so long.
just chill. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. You might as well just
Yeah,
I
relax.
think Earl made good money. He should
I
invest
like
in.
seeing. I like
Keith ain't
seeing
really
him.
been in the ring either. You see him? I mean, he just hopped back in the ring a couple weeks ago.
That's what
Who?
he do.
He ain't look the best either though.
But I like to
against
see
Brock,
him in the
it's
promoter
hard to say
role.
Brock
He
Jones
should
is
get
not
him some more fighters, and I like to see him in the promoter role. Like I like to see him with Frank Martin when he
Yeah, I
doing
was just about to say
conferences
that.
and
Oh
interviews
yeah,
and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
I
he
would like
should
to
have
see
man down promotion,
more
man.
of him in that capacity.
Yeah, I can see
yeah.
that
Hope
too.
the Frank get a
But
fight lined up, man. He ain't fought since the
I don't
Tank
know
fight.
about
Hopefully, he
boxing
get a
anymore,
fight going.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight. Well, I thought he was supposed to fight. Who was that? De Los Santos.
He's
And
supposed to
then
fight De La
what?
Santo. That's going to be the co-main to Spence and Fundora. But the sanctioning
Oh
bodies came in
yeah.
and said, "You can't. You're not going to fight Spence. We're going to strip you.
So,
Spence not even
so
ranked
they
in the top 15 of the WBO."
so they trying to lowball Edwin De Los Santos
No.
for the Keyshawn fight.
I don't know if they are. I
No,
mean,
Yeah,
somebody got their hand caught in the cookie jar. What his manager or whoever that man is went back and told him the offer was actually double that on the paperwork. So when Keyshawn wants to basically go call him a duck, he was like, "Hold up, I was told 250 when in actuality on the paperwork it said like 450 or something like that." So I don't know. I'm on here right now. I ain't been able to get back on X to tell y'all what's really the dealio after that. But that's all I got for so far.
X is
yeah,
up.
that was gonna be another hometown fight for Keyshawn. So you got to pay, man. You got De Los Santos coming to your hometown where he knows if the fight close, he ain't getting no decision. So you got to pay him, man. I think they should at least offer them half a
But
million.
when I tell people Bob be lowballing these fighters, don't nobody want to believe me.
that's why we need Turkey.
Yeah.
Save
What he
it.
made to fight Shakur, he made a pretty good payday fighting Shakur De Los Santos during that NASCAR weekend, whatever they fought on a Thursday. He paid good money, so he fighting with the same people, and y'all trying to come with way less money. That boy De
Shout
Los
out
Santos
to
probably say,
Detroit.
hell no, I'm not gonna get what I got against Shakur, but I ain't finna take no 1/5 of what I made with Shakur. You got to pay me at least
Hold on,
somewhere in
JB.
the neighborhood of what I made fighting Shakur. Want me to come
Shout
on here and
out
fight the man in his hometown?
Hold on, JB. Let me get this cash app. Shout out to Troy Bronson with the $3 in the super chat. He says for a little support. Shout out to Troy. Everybody that's supporting the channel tonight, I really appreciate it. Please be sure to punch that like button if you haven't already. So, shout out to Mr. Greg with the $5 in the super chat. He said, "Sorry, I got cut off. I had to go get my cover charge. Would you reopen the door so I can get back in?" Shout out, Mr. Greg.
You know, you bring you in, and you smiling in that picture.
Just hop on in, back on the panel. But
Yeah, I don't know what Keyshawn gonna do if he can't get the De Los Santos fight. He don't have a lot of options because everybody else kind of tied up. He ain't fighting his homeboy Shakur, his brother from
I think
another. He
somebody
ain't fighting
just
him.
said
So
Merle Tyler or Pitbull, and I think I heard him
Pitbull
talk
at
about
140. ain't he?
Pitbull ain't gonna fight
Pitbull
him.
is at 140. He might go to
Yeah,
135.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
Pitbull ain't
Keyshawn
fighting
could
him.
move to 140. I mean, hopefully,
Pitbull got kind of exposed. They gonna put him in with certain fighters now. They know he can't fight no guy that's really got skills and can box. He get pieced up.
I keep saying Shakur forgets to pay them, man. He should just go keep chasing Tank. Go for that fight.
Who?
Yeah.
Sure. He forgets to pay that. What's the point of fighting to pay anyway?
Why Shakur need to chase Tank? He need to go fight somebody else.
Keyshawn
So
is
he
free.
No, he need to jump in the damn ring.
Tied up
Hacker.
anyway. So
That's the
He
who he gonna
needs
fight
to
next?
get his
Tank gave us his
value
career.
up. He needs to
Keyshawn
get
is
his
free.
value up, Boxing Hacker.
What
Keyshawn is free.
value Lamar Roach got? Let's stop the cap. He
What does
need to
that
jump
have
in
to
that
do
is
with,
damn
what does
ring.
that have to do with Keyshawn? What does that have to do with
No,
Shakur?
Shakur is a champion. Tank is a champion, right?
Here we
They
go.
need
Here
to
we
fight.
go.
That's
So
not
is
how business
Keyshawn.
works. That's not
So
how
is
business
Keyshawn.
works.
So is
Hey,
Keyshawn. Why they
listen,
not
you do
fighting?
what Shane Mosley did to Floyd. Floyd
Why
want to
is
fight
he not
Shane,
fighting
jump in that
Keyshawn? They're
damn ring and be like,
champions.
hey, let's
Boxing
get.
Hacker. They're
Yeah.
champions. Why are they not fighting?
They said they're not gonna fight. We went
See,
through
this
it.
is what you're
I don't
talking about.
agree with the way he got here, but the fact that if it was, think about it like this: if it was Shakur in there instead of Roach, and like Shakur took that with Boxing Hacker, say never gave up, fuck all these other guys, I just want Tank, and it was Shakur in there that gave Roach and that did all that instead of Roach. Oh, that shit would be talked about way bigger than this. Oh my God. Could you imagine if it was Shakur that made Tank take a knee and do all this extra shit and all this controversy instead of it being
I
Roach?
couldn't imagine that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah,
We are
If
like,
Shakur
bro,
would have stayed in the
these
pocket
dudes
like
would be
that, though.
flooded right now. And they still wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Shakur would have stayed in the pocket like him.
That's
Roach did.
the best
Roach was
I
in the
went
pocket
through
with
life.
Tank. I don't think Shakur
Yeah.
would have fought like that.
I know. I'm not saying the way they got there and all this, like the same exact fight, but could you imagine like he made him like whatever the hell he made him to do it, make him do that? You know what I mean? The same results came from it, or whatever the case may be, and this much controversy about it. It would have been way bigger if you were to replace Roach's name with
Yeah, but I
Shakur's
think
name.
you're
But the
missing
fact that it
points
is
right
Roach,
there.
you know what I mean? Roach is getting this, you know what I mean? Shine now. I feel it.
All right,
The
shout out
Yeah,
to
depending on how the
point is,
fight
Dondrick.
would have
Hold
looked,
on, y'all.
how it
Shout
would have
out
looked.
Dondrick Nim to the panel.
what's up, Dondrick?
Dondrick Nim, what up, Dondrick Nim? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
First of all, I was at work and I heard some dumbass say that Devin can beat Boots, which is
You know who
goddamn
said that?
ridiculous.
You
Ruined
know
my
who
whole
said
day.
that?
I know who said it. He owed me a fade too, but that's not here nor there. But
Why you
so it's
always
like,
saying that?
but nah, but I don't want to talk about the Shakur stuff right now. I don't really care about it. Because I think Shakur should just go ahead and fight Zepeda or anybody else because he got to stay busy. I think he needs just to stay busy fight right now. I don't really care who he fights. Just stay busy. I don't understand why he keeps saying Tank names. Stop bringing Tank up, please. We're not talking about him today. The Benavidez situation, people keep saying Saudi has unlimited money. They don't. They by 2040, their oil supply is supposed to be dried up. You would know that if you know anything about geography over there. So that's why they're doing so much in trying to bring tourism to Saudi. So people need to stop saying that, oh yeah, they print their own money. Well, if they ain't got no more oil, they can't get no more money. So there's that. But I really wanted to see the B-Ball and Benavidez fight more than the Better B because Better B actually said he wanted to go to cruiserweight. So it's like
Oh, he want to move up.
he wanted to move up. He's been there his
He
whole
want to
career.
move out,
So
I think. He
so
retired after the next fight.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the fight, but I would definitely wanted to see the Benavidez fight more.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, for
okay.
sure, for sure. See something. The first two fights wasn't, it wasn't
But
no
boxing
classic
hackers
fight.
say he's glad it's not happening because the WBC is corrupt.
That's
No,
true too.
you can't have two guys tying up the division like that. Three straight fights. In the first two fights weren't classics. Like, oh, I want to see that again. They were good fights, but it was the same fight. The only difference was Bilbo let his hands go a little bit more in the second half of the fight. It was the same fight. It wasn't no classics. I really ain't trying to see that again. I wanted to see
What'd you say,
Bilbo and
Tupac?
Benavidez.
Y'all
Hold
have a
on,
good
Okay,
let me
night.
so
talking. Go
hold
ahead,
on,
Yeah,
y'all.
AB.
This
I'm
It
gonna
wasn't
leave
the
with
same
this.
fight though. Bivol had a completely different strategy the second
boxing
fight.
hack is not
Hey,
on you.
hey, I'm
It was,
hopping
the,
off.
it was the
I'm
same
on
fight.
All
mute.
right, Tony.
He might have changed up a little bit. It was the same fight though. It was both guys. Ain't nobody really dominate either person. Nobody was hurt. It wasn't no round you can remember saying, "Oh man, you remember round 7 of the first fight? That was a memorable round." They ain't had one memorable round in 24 rounds. Wasn't nothing classic about neither one of those
It was
fights.
so the strategy
That's
was
a good
different for
point, JB
Bivol.
Sports. Hold on, y'all. Tony, what you saying?
Yeah, so I'm about to hop off. I'm about to go to bed. I'm gonna leave with this. Man, Tank
Hey,
Davis, Roach
Tony.
showed you he a C-level fighter. And you know what?
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
say it
Where is
now.
Tank
Shakur might
Davis?
knock his ass out. On that, I'm out.
Yeah,
log your
you
ass
definitely got
out,
to get
man.
off the panel
His
saying some
hands won't even permit him to wipe his own ass. How you gonna knock Tank out? Nevertheless,
But where
so
did Tank
anyway,
even come from? We talking about like that's what I'm saying. They
Tony
be
has a hard
Whenever
life
you
of
talk about
this.
Shakur, you gotta talk about his
No, you don't. So
yeah,
anyway,
you
listen.
do.
So it say they only offered you 200K. That's lowballing. And then Jake Donovan says it wasn't that low. In fact, his cut after dividing amongst the team was still significantly more than that. So we don't know how this is unfolding.
Damn.
Let's see. Back
Too many hands in the
comparison.
cooking jar, right? That's what you got to De Los Santos. They got up to pay, man. I got too many people. I got to pay. I got 5 managers, 14 trainers.
Hmm.
He said I got to cut up all this money, break it out to all these different people. So nah, they got to pay a little bit more. I need that Shakur Stevenson money. What he made
And they
when
look
he
like they
first time he
roasting
went over there.
Keyshawn under here. They look
they
like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
roasting
roasting
them.
Keyshawn.
Who
Yeah,
they
they
roasting?
saying they roasting Keyshawn. It says unfortunately this stems from Bud and the shit he pulled on Spence business wise. Now from Shakur to now Keyshawn and others, this diva shit is running rampant. Can't wait for the next generation to fight and create legacy, not stats. And then they're just saying, Keyshawn, nobody's ducking you, all kind of shit. Yeah, he's trying to duck Edwin. Keyshawn clearly does not want to fight Edwin. Oh, they going in on him.
I
Low balling is
mean,
the new ducking.
come
This is
on,
the
man.
Dana White
Yeah.
kind of offer.
So now Keyshawn's people say anything nowadays, man. Come on.
Yeah, we know half of it come out your mouth.
Nothing but the truth.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Not with that Devin
Nothing
and
but the
Boots
truth.
thing. You are so far off. All right, bro. Oh my God.
2 Cent, what we gonna talk about, 2 Cent? I'm about to drop off.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, Top Rank on their last leg, so I don't know. They might not
You
have the
don't think
money
that
to
the
pay
merger with
De Los Santos.
you don't think the merger with PDC is gonna happen, or at least the fights that they can
I
possibly make?
mean, it'll happen. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, they
I'm
can
not
merge
talking to
with them,
Bill. I'm
but they
talking to JB. Go ahead,
yeah,
JB.
the merger can happen. I think they're gonna get some fights done, but they still need to find a platform. Are they gonna fight on Amazon Prime? with the PBC. I don't know, but they're gonna have
I
to find a
think
platform.
I think that was the plan. I mean, I hope they're not gonna be outside with their fighters on the curb eating cat food. That's so sad.
That's sad.
But
Yeah, top rank.
He said
That'd
on
be
the curb eating
sad
cat
state of
food.
affairs right there.
yeah, they need
But
to go
Yeah.
on.
PBC was going broke all last year. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, you know, you let what Rick Glazer tell. He been saying that, singing that same
He's such a
song, same
liar.
reading that
He's such
same
a
playbook for the
liar.
last 4-5 years.
I was about to say I was
oh,
10
Rick.
years old. They was going broke.
Oh, Rick.
That's
Yeah.
Boxing Hacker, what you Boxing Hacker can't wait to come up here and cap about this documentary. Boxing
You
Hacker,
know
what
it.
you got?
Yes, let's talk about it because I'm about to drop off. So I did watch the documentary. It was interesting. There were a lot of things people were saying weren't exactly what was happening in the documentary. You know, like I remember a lot of people were saying that Victor Conte created the clear and stuff like that. He didn't create the clear. I don't know why people were saying that.
Who
It's
said
going-
that, Boxing Hacker?
Huh? A lot of people
Who
were
said
saying that.
that?
A lot of people were saying that.
He didn't create it, but he when they say create, they mean he brought it to boxing and created the use for it.
He didn't bring it to boxing either. Nobody, at least nobody.
I mean, not
So
brought it to
Boxing
boxing,
Hacker.
brought it to sports, to the
Yeah.
sports.
Okay, maybe
So
brought it
Boxing
to the
Hacker,
sport.
do you see any similarities of what Victor was doing before to what he's doing now?
So okay, he sells supplements now, right? So he works with athletes, maybe. It's a little bit tricky. So when you say similarities, like yes, he has snack back then. He's doing snack now, right? He works with athletes, but it's not to say that he's doing something illegal, you know. And which brings me to another point. It's funny when it came to the court case, I saw why all those charges were dropped because the IRS investigator that was chasing him, basically had the same issue that he did. Basically, they both wanted to be in the limelight, you know. But at the end of the day, like when you take
That's
him to
what you
court,
got out of that?
yeah, it was weird because because why would you take that to court? First off,
Why wouldn't he?
First off, the clear and the cream weren't illegal at the time. So what's your case?
Separately, they're not illegal, but mixed together, they
Together,
are.
they're
What
not-
his
together, they're not
lawyers
illegal
were
either.
able to do.
You missing the whole point, bro. Was he
He
cheating with the clear and the cream, bro?
So here's the thing. It's tricky. That's why he had 42 counts, right? 40 got dropped.
We're
The
not
reason
talking
why
about the
is
case.
at
We're
the
talking about
moment,
real life.
yeah, at
See,
the
you
moment
trying
the
to
clear
go
was
based
not.
off the case because he didn't get
Yeah,
charged.
if we're
with the
speaking,
charges. No,
if
we're talking
we're just
about what
speaking
he
logically,
did in
right?
real life.
The clear was
No,
not
we're talking
illegal at the
about real
time.
life.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my god,
It wasn't. It
The
was
reason he
What's
didn't
your
get charged
point?
because he became an informant.
That's
Stupid.
That's why. That's
listen.
why.
Called
No.
immunity.
Charges got
Boxing
dropped.
Hacker, time out. Because that's irrelevant, bro. The point is he was cheating, helping them beat and pass tests. Whatever happened in court, that's irrelevant to what he was actually doing.
So
You're not gonna bring up what he got charged with in court and say, "Well, he didn't get charged with it in court." That doesn't mean he wasn't doing it.
You asked me, was the clear illegal? It wasn't illegal. No.
That's not the point.
But that was the answer to your question.
Can
Right?
you kick
It
him?
may
Can
not
you
be the
kick him
point, but
just
you
this
asked me
time?
the right
Just this
question.
time.
So that was the answer to it.
Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. And what you were saying?
Yeah, so it wasn't illegal, you know, and the whole thing. So people were always saying that he messed up athletes' lives. No, a lot of the athletes chose to do it, you know. So
After
at the
he
end of
went
the
to
day,
them, presenting them with an opportunity to
That is
enhance
so
their
stupid.
yeah, but
Boxing
you
Hacker.
still, but
That
you
is so
make your
stupid.
choices. And to be clear, a lot of the athletes were already on
To be
performance
clear.
enhancing drugs as well before Victor Conte. See, I listened very closely to what they were saying. You know, so
That's
so people,
irrelevant.
Did you
why is it
understand
irrelevant?
why he was using the clear in the EPO Boxing Hacker?
He doesn't want to.
Yeah, so yeah, I understand why he was using the clear. Yes, because so basically what happened, he got the clear from this chemist, and the clear is basically like a compound of like hydrogen and like a birth control compound, right? And it was undetectable, but it helped when they took it. I guess it produced a lot of testosterone, but it
But
wasn't
why
something
did he make it a point to make it undetectable, Boxing Hacker?
he didn't make it undetectable. It was already undetectable. Nobody was. It was hydrogen and a birth control substance. I don't even know how the chemist even came up with that. You know?
Wrong. That's not what
You
it
mean the
was.
chemist that
I
he
ain't gonna
found?
explain it to you.
You said what?
Bro, he
That's not what it
cheated.
was,
And he
bro.
was a
Clear
cheater.
the
And he
clear. So
used the stuff you
uh,
talking about to
The clear
cheat,
is what?
to enhance and give athletes an unfair advantage by cheating.
Yeah. So yeah, and the reason why the case failed, and it also wasn't illegal because
It don't matter, bro. This is what you're doing,
no, but
boxing hacker.
if we're
No,
talking,
hold
so
on.
it's technical.
No, because it's not. No, it's not, bro. It's not technical.
So, boxing hacker, let me ask you a
Hear
question.
me. I'm not saying what he did was
Remember,
good. I'm just saying from the document, and this is what I learned about. The reason why they couldn't charge anything because they had no case to begin with. The stuff that he found and they
That's
reverse
not true.
engineered wasn't against any protocol.
He wasn't
Not
against the one on the
separately.
ban
What he
list.
was able to do
No,
was
it
to get
wasn't.
them
No.
separated.
Okay.
He was able to get them separated.
Yeah.
Together, they are potent. So he was able to get them list by list, whatever it was, to clear them this and this. He was able to
Even if
get
you
them
have them together, they're not
separated.
illegal. At that time, they weren't illegal.
Because you can't
Together,
test
they
for
were
it, boxing
illegal.
hacker.
Even so,
So,
I
boxing
can't
hacker,
test
what
them.
is your
found it.
question then?
Boxing
Hold on,
hacker.
So
boxing hacker.
even
Boxing hacker.
so, they
He's
found it.
doing the same
Reverse
thing. If you
engineered.
have
They
to,
knew he was giving the people.
Was he
The problem
cheating or
is
not?
it wasn't
Was he
illegal at the
cheating or
time.
not? Okay, answer the question, boxing hacker. Was he
Yeah.
cheating or not?
Was he? So technically, no, he was not
Kick him.
cheating.
Kick him. Kick him.
Technically,
Kick him.
Yes, he
but
was.
Yeah, because it wasn't on the ban list. That's basically what you're saying.
technically, okay. When you say somebody's cheating, they're going against the rules, right? But if they're clear in the criminal on the rule book as being illegal, how are they cheating?
separately, they're
Technically, they're
not
not cheating, right? But there is a moral issue
together.
there. Yes, there is a moral issue there. But
Yeah.
technically, he was not cheating. However, there are other things that he was tied to, right? For instance, the cream was a masking agent, right? So, of course, like there's other moral issues there. Like was he helping mass PEDs and stuff like that? But when it comes to just
That's a
clearing,
masking agent.
technically, he was not cheating with that. No,
If
and
you're
that's why they couldn't charge him for anything.
if you're
He had
masking
42 cases
something,
and got 6 months
hiding
in jail. Like they couldn't
Hold
charge him.
on. Let me answer the question. Let me answer.
Yeah.
First of all, working with people who've done steroids, the clear was definitely illegal. You just couldn't test for it because there is no test for it like there's another banned substance as a steroid
Yeah.
in Mexico right now that they can't test for because it doesn't pop up. But if they catch you with it, you're getting suspended. The
So you
reason
So
rub it
he
on your
didn't
skin,
get
right? You
shut
rub it
up.
on your
Hey,
skin.
hey, the reason he did.
for him,
The
Andre,
reason he didn't get
technically,
caught
it
is
was not
hey,
against
hold
the
on, Brock, boxing hacker, shut up. The reason he didn't get charged is because he started flipping immediately. Not because he could do anything else. He started flipping to get the charges dropped. It's called becoming a confidential informant. They do it all the time.
Dr. Mac, I want to ask you a question. Remember that website that I gave you on BADA and how earlier we were discussing how Bud hasn't tested since 2020, or it doesn't appear that he's tested since 2020? One of the
Yeah.
things on that website was saying that if they have an EPO, what was Victor doing in the documentary?
Yeah. So I understand I understand the connection. Yes, he might be probably the reason why they test for that. I get that. Here's so to answer Dondra's original statement, right? It wasn't that it was even no matter what, they can't charge you with the clear because the clear wasn't part of any kind of legislation that was legal. They didn't even know what it was.
Yes, they
Let's
can't
be
charge you
clear
for
about
it. It's
that.
called
I'm
backlogging.
convinced
It
you
was
did not
it was
watch that
actually
whole
like a new
documentary because
substance
all
at
you
the time.
keep talking about is that goddamn clear. Did
Okay,
you watch that
but
whole documentary from the beginning with the
yes, I did.
athletes talking about what Victor came to them and what Victor proposed to them? What about the track guy? Did you watch that? Did you watch the beginning of how it
Yeah,
all came together? How Victor started working with the chemist?
yeah, I saw that.
Uh-huh. Oh, you did.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
you standing on your opinion that nothing
So
he
what I'm
was doing
saying
wasn't
is a
legal.
fact, right? It wasn't illegal at the time. Yeah.
Oh, this
But
guy,
that's not
boot
an
him.
opinion. Yeah.
Mute him and boot him. I got a headache.
You full
No,
of it, boxing hacker.
it wasn't illegal. Think about it, guys.
Yeah, you said it went on the
It wasn't
ban
a
list.
rule
You know,
book. How
the,
can
the
it be
chemists
illegal?
gonna always be ahead of the test. That's the part of the
Boxing
problem
hacker,
with the
you
PED.
Yeah,
full
They
of
I
it.
feel
always
like
gonna
You
be
know
ahead
boxing
of
you
the
hacker
being
test.
he
They
just
gonna
said
come
what
on
he
with some
said.
stuff
disingenuous.
that's not on the ban list.
He
That
kind
you
of
can
They made
get
it
around.
illegal years later. Yes, they made it illegal years
Yeah.
later. At the time, it
Boxing
was
hacker,
not
you
legal.
being disingenuous, bro.
Disingenuous.
Okay.
What's the truth?
So you
When
could
is he
agree,
ever
you could
genuine?
agree that he could be doing something now that's quote unquote not illegal.
Anybody could, right? But that would just be
Whoa,
me.
whoa, 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 whoa,
She
whoa.
asked you about anybody. She
That's
asked you
just me
about Victor
speculating.
Conti,
I got
and you
my
never like to answer
Yeah,
a
like
direct
if
damn
that's the case,
question.
then we're just going back to the realm of what we've been doing
Boxing
before.
hacker, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your question?
Seeing Ironheart, welcome to the panel.
What's going on with everybody?
What's up,
What up,
sir?
Salute.
It's going well.
Listen.
What you got for the show?
Man, I'm just front row seat hearing this illogical bullshit that you got this cancerous
Hold on,
individual.
Jay.
Pardon me,
Hey,
cancerous
guys, not
guy
that bad, buddy. Just
coming up here with this nonsense every damn show and episode. You come up here with this wild ass perspective. And what's crazier is that we have trolls and people in the media field that like we're used to. We have people like Polly and Timothy Bradley and Skip Bayless, people who say a lot of disingenuous BS, but at least they come off like they believe in it. You be saying a lot of inflammatory shit that and don't be having an air of confidence in your voice. And just people be getting pissed off, sonning you, talking crazy to you. And the shit that you be saying, like, just don't make no sense. And it's like, I don't know what type of rise you get. I don't know what type of rise you get out of just constantly going from channel to channel, putting this perspective out here that nobody else could, no conclusions that nobody else could come to with a working brain.
But
I don't know what I'm questioning the enjoyment that you get out of this. Like, I really just want to know because this shit is wild what you're saying right now about this documentary.
I'm not begging no question, right? You see, I'm not begging no question, asking for answers or anything. What I'm saying is literally the truth. Like
what truth?
It's your truth.
He got charged with 45, 44, 42 counts.
It doesn't matter about what boxing hacker. This is you, boxing hacker. Listen. This is what you're missing.
They had
boxing
no
hacker.
With.
Boxing hacker, please listen.
That.
Boxing hacker, listen, okay? Because this is what you're doing. This is what you're missing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he got charged with. It doesn't matter if it was illegal at the time, if it was banned on the list. The bottom line is they were cheating. He was cheating. He knew he was cheating. He was circumventing tests. He was bragging about all he needed was the calendar and all of this stuff to do this and do this with the test.
Yeah.
So you keep talking about what he was charged with and it wasn't illegal. They like none of that. That's all. Scratch that. Did you see what he was doing? He knew it was wrong. He knew it wasn't. No, you're not going to talk over me and cut me off.
Okay.
I heard your argument. And your argument is he didn't get charged and it was dropped. That's besides the point. The point is, what did he do and what was he getting away with? And what was happening with the athletes he was getting away with it with? How were their performances? And what happened when they got caught? They got their medals and stuff taken away. So I don't know what you keep talking about he didn't get charged with. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant, boxing hacker.
Okay.
He ruined lives and he was able to walk away.
No, he didn't. So when it comes to lives ruining, I don't believe in that because every man and woman has a choice. And all the people knew what they were doing.
Well, that's obvious. You choose to believe some of the things you believe.
No. You can say he was as a question of his morality or something, right? But what I'm posing is literally what his defense team defense team posed in court.
So you work for him?
I'm just no, bro.
Care about the court,
I get
bro.
it.
That doesn't matter.
Let me ask one question. Could I ask one question?
It's not to say that.
Could I ask one question?
These are the things that I learned from that documentary. You know, that people don't really talk about. Like, hey, it is what it is. Like people
do you think
they're irrelevant? That's why they don't talk about them. They're irrelevant.
People say, "Oh, he's a mess."
Let me ask you one question, hacker.
Yeah.
Do you think that an athlete's current association with him enhances or compromises their integrity or legacy or legacy?
I think it does neither. I think
he's gonna talk about this guy. Well, this guy is he's going to pick the fence every time.
What do you want me to do? You want me just to agree with what you're saying? Like,
I don't want you to agree. I want you to just pick a side and just be real about it. I just want you to pick a side and be real. Fuck the fence. That's the middle ground. That's the middle ground. Actually pick a side.
Okay, Sin Ironheart. You give me a false dichotomy, right? It's either or, right? I'm telling you no. I'm saying that doesn't affect him either way. Like,
I want you to roll in my feed.
Crawford retires today. I
think I need one too.
If Brock Crawford retires today, I firmly believe he goes to the Hall of Fame, and nobody's gonna question that.
Hall of Shame. Right? Plenty of people gonna question it. People question it right now. What are you talking about?
Okay, he's still gonna go to the Hall of Fame. Okay, let's put it that way.
And it's just as valid. His entry into the Hall of Fame is just as valid as Sylvester Stallone's.
Yeah.
I'll leave that with you, brother.
Okay,
I mean, shit.
boxing
So,
hacker.
I'll leave that with you, man. Whatever you
Let
want
me
to believe.
ask you one more question, boxing hacker.
Yeah.
Do you understand that even though the drugs you're saying were not illegal, I get
Yeah.
that. Do you agree he was helping them cheat by using drugs that were legal?
Yeah. So absolutely, I
That's
believe
the
that
point you have
that
to.
was the case.
That,
Yeah, of
that's
course.
where you have
Bro,
to
that's the
stay at.
same thing he's
Yeah.
doing now, doofus. Why
Wait,
can't you
wait,
see
wait, wait, wait,
that?
wait, relax, guys.
Nope, shut
they,
Now you gotta
boxing
jump.
hacker.
Now
No,
y'all
boxing
are
hacker. Boxing hacker.
exaggerating.
No, you can't talk no more.
There's
It's
nothing.
over. Your
There's
nope.
nothing
Your turn's
besides
over.
just.
Your
It's
turn's
Besides,
over.
called
Your
the
turn's
ther
over.
what I'm
Your
Boxing
talking
turn's
about.
Hacker.
over. Your turn's
It's
over.
called the therapeutic use exemption. So he don't even
yo,
have to use stuff that's not illegal. He can just get an exemption to use the illegal stuff. That's why he came to boxing.
wait. First of
Run,
all,
run, run,
if
run,
see if
run.
something is illegal or if see something is illegal or not. If they get exemption, and it's not illegal, then it's not illegal. I don't know if
They
it's
get
marked as
exemptions to
not
make
illegal, it's
it
not
legal,
illegal.
you
That's what it
fool.
is.
Oh
Second,
my god.
just because he did something in the past doesn't mean he's currently doing it now.
Mute
Yes,
him
he
and
We
goo
was.
him.
have to
Hey
we
Mute
have
and
yo,
to
goo
say
him.
that.
boxing
Mute
hacker
him
is
and
just
goo him.
like the
I mean, you
NPCs in the
guys, hey,
video
let's
game.
say
Hey,
this,
look,
Lionheart.
boxing hacker is like the NPC in the video game where you kill the partner and stuff him right in the bushes right next to him, and he just looked 5 feet over into the darkness and just nothing going on here. Pile of blood right there. You
What I'm saying
stepping
is
in it.
a fact.
But
And
as
you're
long as you don't see it, smell it, or whatever, I don't know what it is. How you just fail to acknowledge what's right in your face and do it consistently with everything. But man, I just feel like I don't know, man. You get some type of weird satisfaction out of it. I don't try to really feed into it like that. But what you're doing is definitely phony as hell. Ain't no way that you believe yourself any more than
He
we
has
believe.
he has a degrading kink.
Any more than we believe.
Here's the thing, brother. I believe
What you
everything
say,
I'm saying
Dundry?
100%.
He has a
And
degrading
what I'm
kink.
saying is a fact. What you're stating is your opinion, your emotions, what you think he's doing. Let's
Oh
we
my
need answers
goodness.
type
Yeah,
stuff.
look
Like,
at this
oh yeah,
guy.
we need to know what he's doing now because he just done in the past. I'm saying there's actually what he did in the past is something that did in the past, but it doesn't mean he's currently doing.
But
That
why
statement,
did
no matter how you
hacker,
feel, how your
hacker,
emotions are,
hacker,
is a fact.
hacker,
Go
You are
ahead,
right.
go ahead,
Logically
Mr.
speaking,
Greg.
Why
that's-
would he then say after the fact recently, since he's been back in the limelight, say that he shouldn't be trusted?
Yeah.
No. Why would he say? You're saying
It's not a yeah. Answer the question.
Yeah, I'll answer. Yeah, it's not to say he didn't do shady stuff in the past.
No. I said,
Yeah.
why is he saying it now that he shouldn't?
Logically speaking, if you know somebody did something shady in the past, it's not good to trust them, right? Yeah, I get it. Not to say he's not doing something in the past, but also, Mr. Greg, to be fair, it's also not to say that he's doing something currently bad in the
Boxing
present.
hacker will never give you a straight answer. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
no.
had enough.
I'm answering directly. Yes, he did something
No,
shady in the
you're
past.
not.
So
But you're not
based
making
on inductive
sense on
reasoning,
that
you can
answer.
speculate that you can worry, you can say this
Boxing
guy
Hacker, you
might be
gotta
doing
let other
something.
people talk, bro. Go ahead, Mr.
When he
Greg.
tells you that he shouldn't be trusted, you have to believe him.
Okay.
It's just that simple.
And if he tells you he's not doing anything wrong, do you still have to believe him?
No, because he said he shouldn't be
just
trusted.
said
Okay, wait.
He just said you shouldn't
So
believe him.
okay, which one? Okay, he told you two different things
So
though.
when you put
Boxing Hacker,
yourself,
your girl cheats on you, bro.
No. Hey,
He don't got no girl.
Mr. Greg, you told me just two different things with different standards.
no, I did not.
You said I have to believe his words, right?
You
If he
have
says
to believe what he says.
I shouldn't be, he shouldn't be trusted, I have to believe him, right? But he can also say, "Hey, I'm a advocate. I should also believe him, right?"
No, because he shouldn't be trusted. What the
Which
hell,
one do you
Boxing
believe
Hacker?
first, though? Like, which one? Like, why should I
Oh
believe
my
one and
God.
not
How
the
about
other?
you trust the one that aligns with his actions?
There's
Because more
nothing
important than
currently,
words
there's
are
nothing currently
actions.
putting him in a place where I can say he's doing something illegal. There's nothing.
Even though
There's
he's doing
no
the same thing that he
if
went to jail
there's
for.
evidence. If any
Hey
of y'all have
yo,
Oh my
boxing
God, I
hacker
can't
is
deal with you. I got
boxing
he's
hacker
doing
is an
something
energy
illegal, say
vampire, yo.
yo, if
He really is. He
if
really
any
is.
one of you
This
3,
dude's
5,
crazy.
6 people here have
This is
proof
just
that
getting.
Victor Conti is doing something illegal right now, say it. I'll wait.
Boxing Hacker,
Say that again.
just stop, bro.
If any one of you
let's stop.
have any proof
Just said to
that
stop.
he's doing
Let's
something
stop.
illegal right now, there's 6 people here who all are against what I'm saying, right? If any one of y'all have actual proof, evidence, beyond
I got it right here.
they do
Right
something
here.
illegal, say it. Yeah,
Ever since
that's
Bud been
right.
with Snack, he can
That's
walk on
right.
water.
That's right.
No,
Those are
Bud been
funny.
like that. Look here, that's what you're not gonna do.
How you been able to
I
make
knew
those?
Band-Aid was coming.
How you been able
Ain't
to
look,
make
look
those?
here, look here. We ain't gonna do that now.
Look, you and Boxing Hacker calling from the same damn cult right now, sitting there with
Hell
bald
no.
heads, Indian style,
Hell
with
no.
Tibetan singing bowls,
Hell
praying to
no.
Bud and the snack and Victor Conti and whoever else is in that coalition, man. Because I don't get how y'all defending this right now.
I'm
Y'all
convinced
are
that
on your
y'all
own
hate
square.
Bud because he beat
Who
EJ.
said? Did I?
All
What?
you did was
What have
watch
I
your
said?
fighters.
What have I said this whole time? Said Ironheart.
I don't. It seems like a lot of your ideologies do kind of defend what Boxing Hacker says, but it's
No,
like
no,
you're not
no.
going out there on your shield
Nah,
with it.
he not defending Boxer
Mm.
Hacker. He's just defending Bud. He's
What did
Bud
Bud
is his
do?
god.
Okay, Sin, what did Bud do? I love to hear what illegal
You
thing did Bud
listen.
do?
You
Say
asked for the
Ironheart.
proof, Boxing Hacker, and I showed you. So what
Huh?
is your rebuttal?
You said what?
You asked for the proof, and I showed you. So
You
what is
showed
your
me a
rebuttal?
picture that was AI generated. I don't know what to say.
That picture is 100% the truth. If you're speaking on
Hey,
that
want
dude's
some
skills
water?
with his two
Hey,
fists,
Yeah, that's
blessings to that
hilarious.
brother, man. Blessings to
Bud
Bud
got them
Crawford.
hands. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
Yeah,
I would tell anybody on this platform that man got them hands.
you are. Yo, well, maybe you grew up in Nebraska. I don't know.
So all
I
you
seen
did,
better shit
Boxing
in rec
Hacker.
centers.
Let's sum this up real quick, and then we're gonna go around, let everybody get their final 2 cents off. So all you did, Boxing Hacker, was watch the documentary and find the technicality, so you can still jump up here and look silly and defend Victor Conte.
What do you say, Ty? I mean,
Absolutely.
2
You
cents.
know it.
All you did was watch the documentary, so you can find a technicality, so you can still hop up here and defend Victor Conte.
You know, you made me watch it. I said I don't know why. It was a good documentary. I really enjoyed it. You know, it was not
He
bad at
lying.
all.
I don't even believe he watched the whole
Yeah, it
thing.
was interesting. You know, I
It
watched the
sounded
whole
like he
thing.
watched about 20 minutes of a
No,
part of it.
I watched the whole
He
thing
skimmed
actually.
through it. That's how he sound, like he skimmed through it.
Yeah, no,
Please
I
do
watched the whole
not,
thing.
please do not take this to Marty.
But
he
you gotta watch it.
said we
And
need
see,
answers.
but that's
We
just
need
the
answers.
beginning of it. That's just the beginning of it. But it's obviously no matter how much proof you have, you're still going to act like you don't see what's going on. So that's cool. That's cool. But let's go around the panel and let everybody get their final 2 cents off. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Everybody that supported the channel, punch the like and subscribe button. Everybody that left a comment in the chat. Everybody that came on the panel and gave their 2 cents. Y'all gotta start calling in. I got this phone number. I got those call system set up. That calls is free.
Oh, you know what, 2 cents? That's what I meant to tell you. When I watched the Shakur video, I tried calling that number. It didn't ring. So you might got to figure out what's going on with that.
It didn't ring? Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, y'all let me know if y'all experience any technical difficulties because I'm trying to, I'm a one-person show over here. I'm trying to make sure everything working right. Shout out to Ty Drake for my co-host. Let's give her a hand. But we gonna start off with you, Boxing Hacker. What's
Yeah,
your
get him
final
up
two
out of here.
cents? What you got for the show?
My 25 cents. Man, salute to you, 2 cents. Salute to the channel and everybody here. Yeah, like I said, the documentary was really interesting. I mean, I'm glad I watched it now. Now I know where the cap is coming from, you know.
Get your ass on.
I just want to let you know, Boxing Hacker, before you run around, you still gonna get fried because what he was charged with don't got nothing to do with nothing. So if you're gonna try to use that in a debate, you're still gonna get fried.
Who you think's gonna fry me, 2 cents? Ain't nobody gonna fry me.
Anybody you talk to.
Anybody
Come on,
who try to use that defense
Everybody that's
again.
frying your
If you
ass
got
right now,
judges, I'm
sauteing
sure
your
they
ass
will.
and tossing you up on every channel.
If you guys are judges, I'm sure they will. You know.
But
As far as the turkey situation with Shakur, like I said, I don't think Shakur should be posting all that business stuff online. But to that brother. But with that being said, like, hey, who am I to say what a fighter thinks they're worth? But I do think, like, hopefully they do rectify it. However, when it comes to the Bivol versus Benavidez thing, I'm happy that Turkey's stepping on next on the WBC. I'm gonna say it again. The WBC has been corrupt. They create franchise titles to stop mandatories, and now somebody else is stopping their mandatory, and now they're upset. They can have the proxy. They can keep having this proxy war, and I'm always gonna stand by Turkey on that one because the WBC has been doing some crazy stuff for a little bit, And yes, I got Boots being Stanionis, but I still think Boots versus Devin Haney is the fight for the future. and
Now
it's
he
gonna be
doesn't
better
gotta
than what
go.
people expect.
Bro, bro,
That
bro,
being
bro,
said,
bro, bro,
Yeah, get
hey,
this
hands
guy
up.
out of here, man.
bro.
Salute to you guys, man. To panel and chat. Take care, y'all.
All right,
Shout
Hacker.
out Boxing
Mhm.
Hacker.
Bye, guys.
Get on.
And
Sin, you
Boxing
cannot
Hacker.
put me with this guy, bro. You can't do that again, bro.
Boxing Hacker.
I
Look,
take
all
the
right,
Boost
man. I'm gonna
Mobile all
ease up a
day.
little bit because this shit that he just said, man. I would definitely hope that you would never co-sign nothing like that in your life,
Oh
man.
my God, bro, this is
Box-
ridiculous.
Boxing Hacker say he gonna stand with Turkey. Don't they still trade slaves over there?
Slavery is still going on over that part of the world.
Yeah, ain't they slave traders? I thought so. But
I mean,
so
if it don't make sense, expect Boxing Hacker to co-sign it and stand by it indefinitely. That's all we could expect at this point.
I mean, I
Anything
tried to
that's
tell him.
dumb,
Yeah, I tried to tell him about the injustices that was going on over there in Saudi in a debate that I won but got overturned, and they ain't want to listen. They tried to compare him to the injustices in America. Like, it's definitely not the same thing.
Nah, they treat
man,
women as second class citizens
injustice
over
is
there. I heard.
injustice. Wrong is wrong everywhere. I don't give a damn. Anybody could identify that language. And like I said, the stuff that man justifies is just, yo, do y'all hear how weak he sounds when he be explaining this bull? I mean, this BS. It just don't sound like it's real. And that's why I just can't even get worked up. I get mad because every channel that he's on, every time I see that stupid little picture, I know I'm gonna hear some cancerous bullshit, and it never fails.
We're
As soon as
not gonna go hard on Boxing Hacker. He's not here to defend himself.
I mean, he wouldn't defend
He in
himself
the
if he was here,
comments. He
but
ain't got nothing else
he
going
good.
on.
Yeah, but yeah, most def. I mean, you know, respect. I guess we all need that opposition at the end of the day to get a little bit of emotion going in and get the channel more passionate. So
he definitely
you
gonna
know,
bring a different perspective to the conversation.
what's
JB
going
Sports, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Salute to 2 Cent. Salute to the co-host Sky. Salute to everybody else on the channel. I'll talk a little about Turkey Ali Sheik. How long will he be in the game? Because you know, when you look at the fights that he's put on some strong cards from top to bottom, but those cards, in my opinion, have failed to generate revenue. When you look at the fact that his last big card did around 340,000 pay-per-view buys worldwide. Not here in the United States, but worldwide. It was rumored that it did 45,000 here in the United States. That was the Better Beeve Bivol 2 fight. If he continues to put up them type of numbers, and when you're stacking the cards, you're paying these guys astronomical purses, career high purses, how long will he continue to lose money on these type of fights? Now, you know, he's recently collaborated with Dana White with the TKO. Dana White has no fighters. Will they be starting bringing in fighters from the ground up, developing fighters? That remains to be seen. But the question I have is, how long will he continue to lose money? People saying, well, you know, he's got enough money to keep putting on these fights. He's printing money. But what I know about people that have a lot of money, they got a lot of money by being smart and making smart decisions. They ain't get to that point, you know, burning money, throwing money out the window when you putting in these type of events that are not generating revenue. So it'd be interesting to see how long will Turkey continue to take a bath, lose his shirt on these type of fights. You know, I think he's gonna have to start putting on events that actually generates revenue. If not, I don't see him being in the game too much longer. You know, I can see him being out of the game in the next 18 months. So that remains to be seen. That's just my 2 cents.
All right, JB Sports. I guess you don't know. Rick Glazier said Turkey Ali Sheik is not going to run out of money. The Riyadh season efforts are backed by the general fund of the country. They can do whatever they like to do. They're a country. They print their own money. Triple exclamation point. It's not a person. It's not a hedge fund. It's a country that's doing these great boxing events. This is unprecedented. JB, they never gonna stop.
They're never gonna stop.
Their own money. They're gonna inflate their whole economy because they got oil and it's backed by oil and they just got unlimited and they can just print it. But now you're hearing he's lowballing Shakur Stevenson. Ain't that crazy?
Yep. That could be a sign right there.
But all right, JB Sports, thank you for coming up, sharing your 2 cents. Sin Ironheart, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, I didn't really get to cast the whole gist of what the main topic of the show was, so unfortunately I can't give a grand perspective. But I will say, because y'all just mentioned Shakur, I find it crazy and highly unfortunate that this man, what is it, like 3 wins in a row? He got 3 wins in a row, and his stock has dropped after each win, it seems like. And,
Crazy, right?
like, it's just sad. I really think that, and I think the Padley fight, I think that if he had a real smart corner around him, or maybe he just has too much ego, but I think that if he would have been smart enough to sit that fight out, I think that would have been the time to say, since he couldn't get Schofield, hey, I'll wait it out until Schofield's well, or get, a bigger name, or even, something that would have set him up for the Tank fight. But the Padley, yeah, he wanted that check, but at the end of the day, like I said, all money ain't good money. And the Padley fight was that was a win for Padley, but a complete loss for him on it. Any way that you looked at it. Shakur was not going to get credit for that win. And it just completely, I just feel like everything that he's been doing in these past 3 fights especially have just moved him further and further away from the goalposts of trying to measure his career out against Tank's abilities. But aside from that, hey, salute to the panel, man. I wish could have chopped it up here with everybody a little bit longer.
I come on 10:30s on Tuesdays, so if you want to know the time.
I got you. So yeah, I will be punctual, and attend more often. I got you. So until the next time, I'm gonna be working on it. I would hope that Victor Conti and Boxing Hacker both get arrested sometime soon. Boxing Hacker just need to sit down. He need to sit down for a little bit. He need to be in a rough area where people get punched in the chest for saying stupid stuff. And I don't want him to get seriously hurt. Just put him on Scared Straight or something. Get this man brain working right. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Much love to y'all.
Shout out, I thank you for coming up, giving your 2 cents. Band up, what's the final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What it is, man. Salute 2 cents, salute the panel, salute everybody that came up today. You know what I mean? Talk that good boxing talk, and then put up with the craziness that Hacker was talking about. I don't know where this man. I don't know where this man be coming up with this crap at. Like I said, bro, he be going on the limb. I gotta. Who would you rather tolerate? Hacker up here all damn day, or Rick Glacier? Honest question.
I'm gonna go with Hacker.
You dig? But yeah, man. I can't wait to see Boots fight. He gonna put on a show. Dan Leo's got them slow feet. He got slow hands, and I don't think his power generates off one foot. I don't really know what to make of the Benavidez and Bivol thing. I'm gonna just listen to what you guys had to say on that. That's why I didn't really speak on it. And man, Shakur just needs to do whatever the hell he needs to do to get his ass in the ring. Like you said, his inactivity is not gonna be good either. Along with all this other talk, all this talk that you're going through. So don't make it hard on yourself.
Like Shakur's damned if he do, damned if he don't.
A little bit, but I'd just rather have him get in there and just still beat. At the end of the day, if he's in there just beating things up, he's about it. Can't nobody say shit. Bro, I might be talking all this hard. I mean, it might be hard to deal with, but nigga, I'm still putting people on their ass. That's what's gonna get the general public.
What people though? If you haven't noticed, tell me if you feel like this, right? And no hate, like be for real. I'm not a hater, band up. You of all people know that. So has Shakur not been fighting lesser and lesser competition?
I don't really know how good the competition is at that weight class. I'm still learning when it comes to that. I'm trying to learn.
He at 35. What do you mean?
I don't really know everybody at 35. I wish I did. I'm not gonna lie. Band up need to do some more homework on some cats. But it doesn't. It don't really seem like the fighters that he. I don't really. When I do, he see the fighters that he be going against, and I look them up like they highlight the shit. They don't really be coming with too much shit. You know what I mean? I just really know. It's like Shakur gonna beat him. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like almost not worth watching because I already know what he's gonna do to him. And it's in the back of my damn mind. You're just gonna need somebody like Tank to get that out of you, bro. Like to really make it a good fight. Other than that, you're just gonna beat everybody defensively.
Nah, you can't say that. And that's the thing I don't like people doing. Like Tank is the only challenge.
I'm not saying bro. I mean, Roach put on a good show. Like I said, I don't really know too much of that division. I mean, Keyshawn maybe, But I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't even think Keyshawn really got enough offense, enough, enough offense to really deal with what Shakur got defensively. I think that's still a little mismatch.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We'll
yeah,
see.
that's how I
We'll
feel
see
about
what
that. That's
happens
my 2
moving
cents.
forward.
That's how I'm gonna land my plan. You know what I mean?
All
Salute
right, band
everybody, and I'm
up.
gonna hop on next time.
All right, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents for the show. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I had a whole lot, but let me try to see if I can get it out fast.
Okay.
Shakur is starting to remind me a little bit his situation and what's happening where he's fading. Do y'all remember Ricardo Williams and Francisco Bajado? No, all three of them. Well, Bajado was supposed to be the next De La Hoya, and the reason why I'm using those two guys because they were highly touted Olympians who faded quickly. They had skills, but they just faded away. And I kind of see a tiny bit of that get ready to happen to Shakur. And I hate to see it happen because he also is very talented. But again, in this day and age of social media and what you got to do to get noticed and the lack of fighting regularly, all of those things play a part in what's happening to a lot of these fighters today. Plus the business of boxing, fighters are trying to be businessmen and they haven't learned quite enough yet to be effective at it. So all of those things are becoming a really disturbing package. You can't be great if you're only fighting every 18 months and then the persons that you're fighting are not up to caliber of what your particular skills are supposed to be. Nobody's going to get excited about you. That's why I'm hoping the fight with Boots and Stanionis, that's why I say they have to step outside themselves on this fight. Not because they've been losing, but because you're losing the interest of the fans. And you're losing your leverage where you can start asking for more money that people will actually pay to see you. So they have to look at that and try to make some adjustments. And if you're only fighting once a year, you need to be spectacular. With the situation with Turkey Al-Sheikh, again, like I said, there's a long line of guys who come in, want to change boxing, want to take over, etc. At best, he'll be a major player in the sport of boxing or the business of boxing. It's just like when Don King was big. Don King was big, but where is he now? And that will just happen. The guys will come and go, just like fighters. Promoters stay around a little bit longer, but eventually times change and they will fade away. That's one of the things that you got to consider as well. I had asked, who was the Rick who was blocking you? And I realized, because Todd said in the comments, it was Rick Glazer, which, that's just crazy. Secondly, with the money that they're supposedly having, I don't understand, and I did try to research it, but Bevo could have gone to, I guess it's the WBA, and asked for an exception so he could still fight Benavidez, and then come back, and they could have made the deal. They could have given David some step aside money and a guarantee that he would get the winner. Why that didn't happen is kind of iffy, kind of strange, because it would have made it good for everybody unless David didn't want to wait anymore. And I can understand.
Who is Bibble promoted by? Because I'm wondering, because either he didn't want the belt or they didn't know that. So I'm wondering, like, who's promoting him? Because Turkey don't know what the hell he doing.
Yeah, because I know it could have been done. They could have just went and done that, and David could have taken some steps aside.
But you know what I think, Mr. Greg? I don't think they want those belts to continue to keep changing hands. They don't. The sanctioning bodies don't like undisputed.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
So I don't think they want. I think one, Turkey BSing with the fight. I think two, the sanctioning bodies didn't want the fight, and because they don't want Benavidez to get those belts in just one fight. Yeah. And I think they're gonna break those belts up and pass them around the division.
Well, that probably is going to happen, but I just didn't see anything. I didn't see anything written that there was even any movement to offer David Benavidez some side money. If they had done that and it was accepted, then you would have not had been. He wouldn't have been stripped because I know he did not want to get the belt in the way he did. No fighter that I know wants to do that. They want to be
Right.
able to winning and getting the belt. That's that pride that's still there with most fighters. Even though everybody's trying to get money, which you're supposed to, but there's a lot of pride. And I feel for David because he feels like he's been avoided a second time.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
those are two really good fights for him, Canelo and Bivol. And maybe he might even still fight Benavidez. You just never know. I mean, the sport of boxing being what it is always a theater of the unexpected. The last thing, which was really disturbing, because I know it has happened a couple of times, wasn't it Keyshawn or somebody else who was offered one amount of money, but they told him something different that y'all were just speaking about earlier?
That was the Elwin De Los Santos fight with Shakur.
Right. That has happened before, and a lot of fighters have gotten jerked around because and this is why a lot of them try to get involved with the business as well, because if somebody's offering and put in an offer for 450, but you the fighter only get told
It's
200, 250, that's your people who are doing this to you. It ain't the promoter.
And then they gonna still take their percentage of the money they give you. That's crazy.
And see, Bernard Hopkins exposed that when he had Butch Lewis as his promoter. Bernard said he was the fight that he was supposed to get was $4 million. He said he only saw 200,000 of it. Now he's telling Congress this when he and Shane and I think somebody else had the conference with Congress, and they were speaking about that. That happens a lot in boxing, and that's one more reason why any laws that are there to protect boxers have to stay in place. Because it's the exact same thing. You'd be surprised how many fighters have been told one thing and then only really find out about it when the tax comes around, when it's time to pay tax.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So those are the kind of things that we have to, as fans, as advocates, or whatever you're going to be in this particular game, have to make sure it's spoken about. Because when the light is shined on something, just like roaches, run around to the corner to find the dark spots to hide in, and you got to keep the lights on it. And I hope that doesn't happen as much anymore. I hope anybody who's had it happen or who thinks it's happened to them will take another look at what their paperwork look like, because you can't just train and sacrifice only to find out that you having your own people steal from you, because that's basically what it is. They're robbing you right in front of you and you don't even know it.
Well, if Sam Lickowitz is his manager, that's the same guy that Benavidez was calling out. That's Morrell's manager. That's who he was calling out.
Well, Sam needs to be
No, Lickowitz is Benavidez's manager.
Yeah, all of them need to look at what they were supposed to get, because there's so many ways you can rob fighters and they don't even know it. For instance, and I'll hurry up and land this plane. When Mike sued Don King, one of the things that came out was Mike Tyson's fan club. Don King's daughter was the president of the fan club and was being paid $100,000 a year. That was coming out of Mike's money. He didn't even know it. That's the kind of stuff that just irritates me and angers me about what happens to these young fighters, because the fighters before them was really getting jerked. And so somebody like Mike, who was making that kind of money, and you take 100,000 here, 50,000 there. Somebody was making deals with Don. Well, just have Mike show up and we'll pay 200,000. Mike don't even know that. He's just showing up. He doesn't know there's a $200,000 deal that Don King is putting in his pocket. See, all that came out in court. Wow. So, and that was back, I guess that was maybe, let's say it was 20 years ago. Let's just use that. Only to find here we are again, a younger fighter being jerked that way as well. And he hadn't even risen to the level where there's any millions yet. So, I'll land there. I just hope that, like I said, with the fight that's happening with Boots and Staniosis, that they understand what is possible for them to do with this fight and see what they do. So I'll be there watching, and I'll land the drone right here, and I'll let you and Ty, close it out. I'll just watch.
Well, hold on, OG. From what you were saying, do you think that it'll be beneficial for them to take some sort of like business course before they actually start boxing or while they're boxing, just
Yeah,
to be able to look out for some of these little nuances?
yeah.
Because even though it doesn't, I mean, I read y'all the tweet. Even though he said, it was more than the 200K, and he'll be getting more than that even after the split. It's just the fact that all this money, all these people touch his money before he even gets to. You know
hmm
what I mean? That's like crazy.
I think even if you only getting, let's say 5,000, 10,000 per fight at that stage, and that maybe is more than you've gotten before in your job or what have you. So it's hard to say. Learning how to manage money, even a small amount of money, is better to learn because you can handle it at that point. See, once you jump up and you start getting the six-figure money, and you never learn how to handle the five-figure money yet, or even four figures, you need to take courses. You can go online now, just learn some basic things about handling money. You don't have to be super sophisticated. You just have to be motivated to watch and learn how to use your money, because if you don't, it'll just fall through your hands. You just don't see everything. And that's not a knock on anybody, because you don't see everything. Those who are above you, who know how to play this game, those are the ones you have to watch, and you have to watch out for, because they'll do you just like they've done others. Those who are behind you might see something that you don't see and take advantage of you as well. Money changes everything. And some people, the worst in them comes out when there's money involved. Sometimes they lay and wait. Sometimes they start become envious and jealous. I mean, sometimes that's just who they are. They're looking for an opportunity. There's people who get up in the morning every day looking for somebody who's not paying attention. That's just what they do. And the same thing has happened in any sports where ultimately a lot of money can come through. So I would just say, for young fighters who are starting to see a little money, to hold off from the cars and the houses and the jewelry, and start learning how to use that money first, because you never know when it's going to stop for you. And there are things that you can learn if you can walk into a bank right now. Like I'll use when I was much younger, they used to have these signs in the banks that would talk about money markets and T-bills and things like that. And if you're curious enough to just read it and then ask the bank manager, what does this mean? Because let's say you got $1,000 right now, and they'll tell you, and if you think enough, let me put $500 in this, put 200 in this, and it's small, excuse me, it's small amounts of money. But if you consistently getting it, and you're consistently doing these little small things, it can accumulate for you, and it's in your control. But when you got a manager who knows how much money is really coming, and he's just giving you what you think you're supposed to get, but maybe he's holding back 20% plus what he gets. You just don't know, and you have to learn that. And sometimes you're gonna have to learn that when you get burnt. Now, whoever this situation with Shakur and his opponent, that was an alarming thing that's here that had happened. So that might be his wake up call to start paying more attention, start reading the paperwork, to start asking more questions. Sometimes you don't know the questions to ask. So when something like that happens, that wakes you up. So hopefully, again, as you said, Ty, I hope that they take some courses. Now, not just fighters. They do this for NBA players, but the NBA players
You don't listen.
don't exactly, because all the things that you want It's now when you got that 10, 15, 20, 30, $100 million contract, every single thing that you wanted as a young man, from the creature comforts of jewelry, cars, to the women that wouldn't even speak to you before you had that contract, it's now right there in front of you, making you feel like you're God, you're God, and they will fall for it because you're 18. It's right there in front of you. It all looks good and shiny, and then you read about down the road, 2 or 3, 5 years later, they dead broke, got 15 babies, have no money, not playing, not playing anywhere. So if you're just willing to learn, if you got good people around you who can keep you grounded, hopefully that's the case. Because sometimes your family can be just as bad as strangers. So it's no easy answer to that. You just have to look at history and try not to repeat the same mistake as those who came before you. But again, you got to use your intelligence. You got to be willing to read and pay attention and slow down, because it's hard to slow down when you're getting fast money. And a lot of times those contracts is the same as getting money on the street, and that it's coming to you fast. And the attention is coming to you fast at the same time. And you might not have the intellect or the shrewdness to handle it, and you can easily get pulled in. And next thing you know, like I said, you broke. Everybody's remembering who you used to be. So anyway, let me line that, because we could talk about this for a couple of hours.
You know it. Shout out Mr. Greg. Thank you for coming up on the panel and giving your 2 cents.
All right, y'all.
Ty Drakeford, what is your final 2 cents? What do you got for the show?
Well, my final 2 cents is I'm excited to see Boots versus Stanionis. Hopefully this will answer any questions anybody has about him. Hopefully it is an amazing performance he puts on, and I'm looking forward to see what else he does as far as unifications and then moving upward. While Mr. Greg was talking, I was looking at the rankings, and it appears that Shakur is in a tight position, but we already knew that. So his choices are Zapata and Tank, Loma, or Keyshawn, or the vacant ring belt. So, I'm not sure what he's going to do, how he's going to move, but I will say this. It does appear that they are lining Shakur up to get that belt off of him. I think that they've decided that he's just not worth the money that they're shelling out, whatever amount that may be. Public
Who's teaming
business.
up?
I said they're lining him up, meaning Eddie and Turkey. Eddie and Turkey.
Because he got one more fight with Eddie, right?
Because he has one more fight with Eddie, and let's be real, Turkey pretty much owns Eddie because he bailed him out with the PIF. So that's why we have not seen Eddie come out publicly and defend Shakur against Turkey, because he can't bite the hand that feeds him either. We have seen Turkey when he is challenged publicly. We saw it just a few days ago with Tio and his outburst underneath the post from the ring, and then all of a sudden it was cleaned up and taken off of there. So we see how this man reacts when anyone goes against the grain, when anybody challenges him. And Shakur does not have many options for him to be ruffling feathers at this point in time. His only other option would be to go back to Top Rank or to either go to PBC. So we're going to see what he chooses to do moving forward. I will not, I started to feel bad for him, but this is a grown man we're talking about. He has to learn how to make his own business decisions along with his team. He needs to be more involved if he's not more involved already, because it doesn't appear that they're all moving on the same accord. So that's just something for him to think about, food for thought. As far as everything else we discussed tonight, Boxing Hacker did not watch that whole goddamn documentary, because if he did, he would have been able to connect the dots, because I went on the Nevada's website and I read underneath where they introduced Margaret Goodman and how they do their testing. And specifically, you have an exemption from the EPO, testosterone, and everything else we discussed, which is coincidentally everything that they can test your blood for. So, anybody with eyes will be able to see that if you're looking. So that's just what it is. But outside of that, this was an amazing show, informative, obviously combative with Boxing Hacker on the panel. But it was great, and thanks for letting me up.
Shout out Todd Drakeford for coming on the panel, giving her 2 cents. My co-host for the 2 cents after dark. We didn't get too after darkish today, but I just had to continue the conversation from Sunday, and I want to talk about the Boots Ennis fight. I'm excited to see it, and the buzz seems just been so low, even though everybody anticipating this fight. A lot of people want to see this fight. The buzz just ain't been there. But we talked about it tonight. A lot of people came up with their opinions. We'll be back again Friday, 6:30 p.m. Make sure you're here to join me. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel and the Cash App. Everybody that supported through the Super Chat. Everybody that punched that like and subscribe button. And everybody that came on the panel or let me know and dropped it below their 2 cents in the comments. I think Boots gonna wash him. I hope Boots wash him. Let me say that. I hope Boots gets in there and puts on an awesome performance. We'll be back again to talk about it Friday night. I hope Shakur Stevenson gets it together. I'm interested to see how they work out this Zepeda situation. And Benavidez is now a champion at 175 pounds. So we're going to see what's up and what's next for him. And listen, if you don't want your host timing you out the chat, cussing you out, muting you, leaving you in the back, kicking you off the panel, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.